Hey, good morning, everybody. It's the 1st of December, and we begin the holiday season with Breakfast with Roger and Friends. So happy to see everybody on this early December, nippy, cold, typical Midwestern weather day. That was a long sentence.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah,
You need to take a breath every once in a while, buddy.
Well, you know, I had 4 days off. Just think of that. I can't remember the last time. Welcome to Breakfast with Roger and Friends, by the way. I can't remember the last time I had 4 days off. And I loved it. Yeah. Good morning, Terry Chamberlain.
Good morning.
And John Meisinger.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome home.
And and a pleasant good morning, Terry Grow.
Hey,
a man of all trades.
Happy Cyber Monday to you.
Yes, it is.
Now, what does that mean?
Already
Boys
tired
and
of hearing
girls?
it and all the emails.
What does that mean?
I guess
It
you.
used to be Black Friday, and then
No,
well,
it
there
still
used
is
to be-
Black
they
Friday.
Still have Black Friday,
Yeah.
but then Monday is the deals you can get online.
Yeah, on the
Oh,
internet,
I
So
see.
it's their touche.
the
I
cyber
guess.
world. Yeah,
So you don't go stand in line at Best
yeah.
Buy.
You just sit at home.
You just sit at home.
sit home at a toilet.
Standing
corner.
on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you do.
Well, I don't
but
go to the toilet.
I find more important to focus on something else than being on.
I don't know if there's
internet.
anything more important.
I read a lot.
I don't think
a lot
so
of
either,
people.
John.
A lot of people use their phones on the
John?
on the can. I've read that. Yeah.
Okay.
Where'd you read it when you were
Popular.
I was sitting on a can.
He was reading a January issue of Popular Mechanics. How to build
You'll
a
read
job.
anything when you go into the bathroom.
Well, yeah.
What are people that can't read? Do they ever
boring
go to
deal.
the bathroom?
They look at
I don't know.
They look at the pictures.
I had some of those magazines too.
Hey, we're having too much fun. We haven't even started the show.
Damn doctor's
Let's go.
office.
Oh my.
Okay, I'm going home. I can't laugh this much this early in the morning.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cyber Monday. Hey, welcome everybody.
No kidding.
Well, did anybody do any shopping on Black Friday?
Nope.
I have never done it, but I did it this time because I needed it. I knew the snow was coming, and I needed a pair of winter boots. And
Hold on there a second,
Yes.
Raj.
Like Santa Claus. For a minute.
You don't buy things for yourself on Cyber Monday.
the
That's when
hell I don't. Whatever gave you that weird idea, anyway.
that's the day you go buy. That's the first day
Hey,
of
you
buying.
spend your money for who you want to. In the meantime, I'm going to focus on ish
So did you
as a
some
word.
rubbers?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
wow.
No, boots. These were rubbers
not-
are what
yeah,
slips
which
on
slips
your
onto
shoes.
your
Yeah.
shoes, yeah.
But these were boots,
Well,
and you'll never guess where I got a heck of a deal and what it cost. I had to go on the other side of the universe locally to get it, but I
Give us a
did.
hint.
Well, it was a sporting goods store.
Oh,
Dick's?
Well, that's a good
the
guess.
new one
but
out
it's
there,
incorrect.
American or whatever. you
Yeah,
call it?
Academy
The
Sports.
Academy
Okay,
Store.
yeah.
And well, I gave the answer, $26. I called a store that specializes in shoes and boots, and they wanted $79. And I thought, let's try this. So I got these that I wear.
Oh, you have them on?
Yes, I do. And what I like about them,
Toes hardly stick out of them.
yes,
Those
and the
aren't-
thing I like, yes, they are. See, I've got the zipper, and it's the kind that you can, you'll realize when you get to my point. When you get older, you don't want to deal with shoelaces or snaps
No,
or
you're
anything.
right.
You want to, and so I just slip my feet on these, and they fit perfect.
Remember those god awful metal ones that you used to
Oh, the
have.
buckle
Oh,
things?
the
those were
launches with
terrible.
the buckle?
yeah.
You try to do
Oh,
that
yeah.
when your hands are cold.
And they would freeze. They would freeze.
You would get water or snow on them, and they would get stuck.
Oh, those were great. I wish I had a pair of those.
I do too.
I really do.
They were neat
They were
because
pretty
as
cool.
kids, it was almost like a game.
There's no way I could even snap them anymore. I don't think to hold myself down in that position to get them
Well,
snapped.
I'd probably fall over.
when you get older, snap, pop, and crackle has a different meaning. And it's your knees and your hips and your fingers as you try.
Do you tie your shoes?
I tie them once, so these just slip on.
You tie them,
do
and
those
you
work
just slip
pretty
them
good?
on.
Right.
That's the big thing now, the slip-on. There's
I've
all
never
kinds
had
of-
them before like this. You
Does it
just have
work
to
all right?
tie 'em.
Because I still have to use a shoehorn in mine.
Well, I have a shoehorn that I hang right there where my shoes are by the door, and I use a shoehorn. Even though they say they're slip-on, it's a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
easier.
a little
tighter
bit,
than
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I still have to.
You do have
my
to play
finger in
with the
and flip 'em
back,
around
don't
the
you?
back.
Yeah.
So they're basically lying again.
No, I didn't buy them for that reason.
What was the
They
reason
were
behind it?
plantar fasciitis that I had, and these worked very
Oh,
well with it.
that's
That's very
really?
painful.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
That hurts
When,
like a
when
son of a gun.
my son and I went out for the memorial service for Jonathan Winters in Montecito and Santa Barbara, I developed that condition. And boy, I tell you what, the worst time of walking because you want to explore the town and et cetera, but it was painful. And it doesn't go away very quickly.
No,
But it
doesn't.
does go away on its own, does it not?
Yeah, after 2 steroid shots that I got.
Well, I didn't get
Oh,
that.
I didn't do the shot. I rolled the
I'd
the
rather-
frozen
Yeah,
bottle.
bottle on your foot.
Yeah, rolled the frozen bottle on.
Really? Does that work?
I did it every night for an hour. Yeah.
For how many nights?
Oh, jeez, it was
Till the bottle wore
a
out.
couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It was a couple of
A
weeks.
rainy night in Georgia.
I couldn't walk the first day or two. I didn't know what the heck was wrong. I was like,
No,
what
how
the
would
heck
you?
is going on?
What is, maybe we'll talk to Dr. Sidler. Exactly what is it that causes the pain? And
It's the stress on the I don't know.
The fasciitis.
Fasciitis, but down there in the bottom of your foot.
It's an inflammation, I think.
Yeah.
The doc would know better. He's got all the medical
yeah,
stuff.
but you sound pretty authoritative.
Well,
I'm impressed. Hey, we have a great show this morning. I mean, a great show. Of course, we heard Terry Chamberlain, John Meisinger, and Terry Crowley.
We're here.
We're going to hear from our longtime friend, Cy Maroon. It's something we've been doing for years. And what was it? Somebody said that duplication is the highest form of flattery, I think. Something like that. Anyway, Cy will join us. Dr. Gene Sidler.
imitation is the highest
Imitation,
form
okay.
of flattery.
Duplication is what we do on our printers.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a different thing.
All right, thank you. And Rusty Ballard, I think, will be here. Assuming he could get his propellers going.
He probably has them going.
Not iced in.
And who do you think we wrap the show up with?
On a Monday morning,
Yes.
after 4 days off?
Yes.
Couldn't tell you.
Kyle Varnold, Mr. Weather.
Oh, that's right.
He's been so
And
excited.
he nailed it. Did he nail it or did he nail
Yeah,
it?
he was so excited. He wrote a dissertation on Facebook.
Yes, I read that.
I mean, I had to take a break. It was long.
Yeah, well, I had to look up some words.
I know.
Yeah,
he
there
was
a lot
so
of weather
excited.
in there.
So
That's right.
excited.
You know, I don't know if anybody who's been in weather, radio or TV, as long as Kyle has, because his interest started as a kid.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember the story he told about? He saw them.
Seesaw has sons.
A tornado in the sky, and told his father, and boy, he grabbed him and took him down to the basement and spanked him.
Yeah.
And so he knows weather, and he loves it.
He likes
Well,
it.
and who knows it well enough to be driving to work
Yes.
and not looking at it on a script and being able to tell you what the different models were and how this worked and that worked, and you could still hear the car going.
car,
It's like,
yeah, you do,
How do you
yeah.
do that?
I,
How do you remember
I
that?
never knew more than licking your finger and holding it in the air. I never knew any
Oh,
more
you're supposed to lick your finger.
than well, yeah, for the wind direction.
Otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, I never knew as much as he spews for the weather. I didn't know there was all that involved.
And he loves it. I mean, this guy
Oh,
loves
God,
it.
yeah, he's just-
You know, he has
he's
called
good at
me
it.
late at night, say, I just want you to know, hunker down because you could get a tornado.
He's called you late at night to tell you
Yes,
that.
Yeah.
Thank God he doesn't have my number.
Well, what do you rely on? Waking up while you're flying in the sky with a cow?
I think of that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I just
Whoa.
Oh, I thank him.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I have a grandson that does that for me.
Oh, really?
They
Isn't that
call me-
nice?
He's a weather nut too, and I mean, if there's weather, he's either out watching it
really.
or in watching it on the news.
I think it's interesting.
You know, I go to bed early at night. If I get in bed before 10, I'm doing great. And he called me one night when I was in bed to warn me about the bad weather. But that's okay. I woke up at 2 o'clock to go to the bathroom, so I called him. Very good. Very good.
Good idea.
Yeah, 2 o'clock, was that your first or second run?
That was my first one.
Oh,
But
you're good.
There've been other nights that have been a little earlier, like Dr. Pepper time, 10, 2, and 4.
Well, that's like, I get up about three times a night to do that.
kidding me?
No, but, well, I don't always get out of bed.
Oh, okay.
But your wife does.
She says, did your water break?
Oh, my.
Well, now that everybody knows that men have urology problems.
Did I say urology? I'm sorry. I misled.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, my
I can't
goodness.
believe it. This part of our program has been brought to you by Angel Faw. Anyway, let's get into the news brought to you by Advanced Medical Transport, providing outstanding emergency care. They've been around doing that since 1991. Saving lives is what the men and women do at Advanced Medical Transport. Let's start with a look at the weather.
Well, Roger, lots of snow in central Illinois during the past 3 days, and more is headed our way today. Expect another 1 to 3 inches, adding to the woes caused by some rain. A reminder to be careful out there. Many areas, including parking lots, are slippery and dangerous, especially for older Americans like us. Look for a high today of about 28 degrees. Tonight, more snow and another 1 to 3 inches. Overnight low, 15 degrees. Jeez. Tomorrow, cloudy, partly sunny, high only 25. Cloudy, windy tomorrow. Night low, 19 degrees. Wednesday, partly cloudy and warmer. We'll reach a whopping heat wave of 35 degrees, but with winds clocking up to 23 miles an hour.
Well,
So
take away that.
your wind chill will be in the single digits. It'll suck. Thursday, sunny but bitterly cold, high 13. Thursday night's low, 1 below. There we go. That's what I was looking
Now
for.
we're looking for that.
Friday, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance for afternoon snow, 25 for the high. We should be in Florida. Saturday and Sunday, cloudy, highs around 32. We'll get the weather details from meteorologist Kyle Varnold later on this morning. Currently, it's really, really cold. I don't have the current. I forgot to look at the current temperature here.
Let's look at the official.
I'm going to say 21. 21?
Yes, according to our crawl, which is pretty up to date. Depends on where you are, but
Well,
anyway,
21. That's nose hair. That's nose hair freezing cold, isn't it?
that is cold. Now the news, and brought to you by our friends at Peoria Pet Crematory. They're available 24/7 to help you through the grieving process when you lose your pet, offering several choices for care and remembrance. Wonderful people. Peoria Pet Crematory, 309-713-1898. Now the news.
East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find other temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage.
Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 last Wednesday morning at 1210 North Perry on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within about 10 minutes, but found the body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries, and investigation is underway.
The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. One wonders whether the school district has any plans to update and use the more modern pool at Woodruff High School that remains empty and unused.
In national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others. The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. There's a happy family. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident.
Another shooting incident took place on Black Friday at a shopping mall in San Jose, California. 3 people were injured. All are expected to recover. No word on who or what motivated the shooting.
Hey, last week, various media stories have been covering a multi-million, maybe multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somalia refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. Some employees say they told Walz of the fraud whereby people were filing false claims and sending millions of dollars to relatives still living in Somalia. The employees who reported the wrongdoing were threatened with firing by Walz, is what they said.
That's quite the story.
That's going to get weird.
The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum.
They're going to be blowing those horns outside.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
That's you're going to get a lip
your
stuck.
lips can,
Somebody's
yes.
going to get a lip stuck to their reed.
Yep.
Something.
What's the group that says Virginia White loves Christmas cookies? Who sings that?
Who sings what?
Christmas cookies.
Oak Ridge Boys.
The who boys?
Oak Ridge Boys.
Yes,
Christmas
right.
cookies.
They came to Peoria, and like Mannheim Steamroller, the first part of the the program was were a bunch of songs not Christmas related, and you say, I thought this would be a Christmas concert, but then in the second half, after they sang there, and they were outstanding.
Did you just see them?
Yeah. It was at Civic Center, and we saw Mannheim Steamroller, and they're coming to Peoria. We did mention that. Do you remember the date for it? No, you don't remember. They're coming to
Slept
Peoria.
since then.
And we saw them in Bloomington
At the Monroe Center?
at the Monroe Center.
We're going to call it that.
Wherever that
There's
is.
nobody's named the Civic Center.
Center.
It's now
That's
the
a good
Monroe
idea.
Center.
Hey, let's find out what is on the minds of the folks in the newsroom at WCBU, located along with WGLT in the Bloomington Normal area. So,
From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria police are investigating the death of a man found dead in a garage as a homicide. Peoria coroner Jamie Harwood says an autopsy identified the victim of last Wednesday's fire as 68-year-old Jimmy L. Steele. His body was found in an alley behind a residence in the 1200 block of Northeast Perry Street in the North Valley. Harwood says autopsy results show Steele suffered strangulation and multiple blunt and sharp force injuries. The Pekin City Council has approved the results of a salary study that recommends pay ranges for city employees. The goal of the study was to help the city maintain good employees by offering them salaries comparable with communities similar to Pekin. Councilmember Peg Phillips says that's crucial for city operations.
If we want to have our staff be the highest quality staff we can attract, we at least have to have our rates within the market of our competitors.
The vote to approve the study was 4-3. Salary increases can only be offered if they're within the department's budget, and substantial raises must be approved by the council. A second person has been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at a Peoria apartment complex. Peoria police say 23-year-old Reginald Flemister Tolson was taken into custody for home invasion and weapons charges. Police say detectives identified him at a residence in a Lexington Hills apartment where 17-year-old Matthew Day was shot and killed on November 22nd. The Peoria County State's Attorney's Office have also charged a 17-year-old male in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors said the teens were participating in a planned home invasion. In Central Illinois, Congressman Eric Sorensen is calling on Congress to vote soon to extend Obamacare subsidies to keep health care premiums from skyrocketing.
It is 100% essential that we stand up, because we're going to have too many people in our community that are going to fall through the cracks, and they're going to end up in the emergency department. And that is not health care.
The fight over the extension of the health care subsidies was a key factor in the longest government shutdown in history. I'm John Norton, WCBU News.
Well, as usual on a Monday morning, we have lots of sports. John Meisiger has all of the details. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Roger. Well, those Bradley Braves earned a 74-64 victory over the Liberty Flames in the third-place game of the Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational. That's a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is if you shove those chocolate strips. What do you call them? Pieces?
Yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful.
It's like orange segments, orange chocolate.
Not bad. Well, the Braves, who are now 3-2 lead with, the Braves have a 3-2 lead with 19-19 left, or started in the game. All right, let me start that over again.
Now here's John Meisiger with the latest
whole
sports.
thing. Thank you, Roger. The Braves 3-2 lead with 19-19 was the closest the contest ever got for the Flames. In the end, the Braves handed Liberty just their second loss on the season, so they're not a walkover team. The Braves are back home tomorrow to face Washington State Cougars at Carver Arena at 7 p.m. Bradley women's basketball split their weekend trip to Fort Myers. Tip-off falling to the University of Minnesota 73-66. I think that's a pretty good score for Bradley to stay up with a team like that on Friday before rebounding on Saturday to defeat Abilene Christian University 80-74.
Ooh.
Bradley will wrap up their road trip on Wednesday when they face the University of Nebraska at 7 p.m. They don't waste time going after the little guys, do they?
Yeah.
Nope.
They go right after
Good for
the
them.
big folk out there. In other college basketball, men's UConn beat Illinois 74-61. ISU over Furman 72-65. Drake 84, Georgia Tech 74, and Southern Illinois over Little Rock 74-65. In the NFL, in Week 13, the only team that entered Week 13 with a better record in one-score games than the Chicago Bears was the Philadelphia Eagles, who were tied with the Broncos for the most one-score wins in the NFL. So naturally, this pivotal NFC showdown ended in a relatively close fashion, with the Bears beating the Eagles 24-15 to record their fifth straight win in their march to the Super Bowl.
Surprise, yeah.
I'm saying it again.
Yeah.
I told you at the very beginning of the year they were going to be there.
You were.
I did.
Okay.
Next week, the Bears head to Green Bay to test their NFC rival in a game that will decide who leads the North at the end of the day.
That'll be a fun
It'll be
game.
a fun game. to
It'll
watch.
be a ice bowl.
Who
Yes.
you gonna root? You still vote for Green Bay?
Oh, I'm still going to root for Green Bay. I'll root for the Bears any other time, but when they play Green Bay,
Okay.
See, now that's a true blue fan. I mean,
that's right. Well, I don't know if I'm true blue, but I'm a
well,
True green and gold fan.
green fan.
you're wearing true blue
am wearing
today
true
morning.
blue.
You look very
It's a true blue
suave.
thing. Except this vest keeps popping out. I need to lose some weight.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. In other games, the Seahawks yesterday beat the Vikings pretty badly, 26-0. How often is it that a professional team
Goes
doesn't
scoreless.
score?
Very rare.
And
That's very
it
rare.
should be rare.
Yes.
Right? Texans beat the Colts 20-16, and the Bills beat the Steelers 26-7. I did watch that game.
I think Aaron Rodgers got hurt.
Yes,
didn't
he did.
And,
He
same arm,
Got a
I
bloody
think.
nose.
It's his left hand. I
Got a
think.
bloody nose.
Yeah.
Well, he got a bloody nose too. Well, it looked like maybe that might have broken his nose. The way
he was
did.
broke?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, it looked like it, but he was not. They had him bandaged up at the top of the bridge of his nose, but it was all scraped here. It's
Yeah.
like somebody just took a fingernail and went
Well,
right
that
down
or
it.
his helmet. To me, it looked like
His helmet must have
kind of
slipped down or
slipped,
turned.
and then they
Yeah,
put his face
you
in
could
the
see
dirt.
him
Yeah.
readjusting it. So, yeah.
You know what's amazing about him is
His age,
he's a great quarterback, but just think he's played for 3 teams in the last 3 to 4 years now.
Right.
Green Bay, the Jets, and the Steelers.
Steelers, right. He says he wants to go back to Green Bay, but not to play. He wants to be.
Well, he could go back to Green Bay, but he isn't going to play.
That's true.
They're very happy with Jordan Love.
Yeah, I think they are. Well, yeah, and they should be.
And they should because he's doing an outstanding job. They don't need this guy that's over the hill.
No, I agree. They're like this radio station.
Yeah. And this,
Any guy over the hill.
yes.
I want to see the guy that's over the hill over this station, right?
Yeah, right.
Not at this station,
Yeah.
but somebody else out
Okay,
there.
all right. I'm
That's
glad you
what I
clarified that.
Otherwise, I'd be out the door with a footprint on my booty. Tonight, the Patriots and the Giants on Monday Night Football, 7:15 on ABC.
Does that game matter? It doesn't matter, does it? Is it? Neither
What,
one
this
of them-
game?
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots have like 2 losses.
Yeah, they're
And the
playing.
Giants
But,
have like 2 wins.
yes.
So it depends on
It's
which
be one side, but you never know. You still got to play the game.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's why they play.
And then after the first quarter, you switch to Andy Griffith.
Reruns?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
In
Do they have new
NCAA,
ones out?
I don't think so.
Well, how would?
Well, I was just asking. I thought he would know.
Opie's a little big right now.
Yeah, Opie is not the kid throwing the rock into the
No.
water anymore, is he? Miles Scott had 2 interceptions in the final 5 minutes Saturday to lock down Illinois' 20-13 win over Northwestern. You were just talking about that. Ahead 14-10 at halftime, a snowy night. I guess that's an understatement. The Illini scored only 6 points in the second half of a pair of field goals by David Alano, but that was enough to defeat the Wildcats. Luke Altmaier, one of the nation's top quarterbacks, was 10 of 15 passing for 136 yards in his final regular season home game for Illinois. Khalil Valentine rushed 14 times for 74 yards and a touchdown. The Illini are awaiting a bowl invitation right now.
Yeah, I believe they're 8-4, and that's the first time they have had 2 years in a row. I think with 8 wins
Well, that's true. It's unusual to see winning seasons back to back.
for the
too.
Fighting Illini.
The Peoria Rivermen ended a 7-game losing streak against Evansville Thunderbolts that dated back to February of last season on Saturday night. The Rivermen, buoyed by their goaltender Nick Latanovich, edged out Evansville 4-3 at the Carver Arena to force a weekend split. Mike Gellett, Griffin Fox, Alec Bear, and Michael McChesney all scored for the Rivermen, while Latinovic made 18 saves on 21 shots. Yeah, I just like to have that thing coming at you 21 times.
Just once.
Just once would be it. The Rivermen traveled to Fayetteville for 3 games starting on Thursday at 6 p.m. In high school sports, the Illinois High School Association finalized their schedule for its postponed football games, their championship games, according to a release from IHSA on Saturday night. The IHSA will play the Class 7A and 8A championship games at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd at Husky Stadium in DeKalb on the campus of Northern Illinois University, while the 5A and 6A games will be at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Tuesday, that would be tomorrow, at Hancock Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University. The games were rescheduled due to some snow flurries in the area.
Okay.
No remark on that one?
No.
No snow flurries in the area? Okay.
No flare. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Sorry.
They were
I thought that was
big
Yes,
snow
yeah.
big
flurries.
snow
Yeah,
flurries. But you
lots
know
of
what?
snowflakes.
They're going to be playing at ISU tomorrow after it snows another 3 to
Oh.
Yeah,
4
they're
inches
going,
tonight.
yeah.
And it's not going to be fun. I feel bad for them. High school basketball over the weekend. Richwoods beat Freeport 87-75. In the Washington tournament now, victory Christian over Morton 62-48. Peoria Notre Dame beat Earlville 65-34. Peoria High beat Pasadena 72-55. Dunlap over Kingsville 71-55. Manual beat Champaign Central 65-39. And Pasadena beat Metamora 66-59.
Pasadena.
California.
That has to be Southern
It's-
Illinois.
No, not in Illinois. These are teams
These
from around the country.
they're
came into
actually
Washington.
from California.
Yes, they.
Why would any high school come from California to Illinois?
If you have a player that wants to be seen by NBA scouts, they go to that Washington tournament. And
What?
Good
Scouts
point.
like
That's
crazy.
that
Yes,
Tom
they've been
Brown
doing
deal,
the-
isn't it?
It's the memorial tournament, yes, and they've had them from. They have these things all over the country, and I
I don't
remember
think
Richwoods
his
went to
first
one
name
down in
isn't
Kentucky.
Tom, is it?
Pardon me?
His first name wasn't Tom.
No.
Oh, John Brown.
John Brown, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just made that.
Yeah.
I'll find out.
He passed away
Yes.
several years ago.
Several years ago. But anyway, yes, they come in from all over the country.
Really?
Yeah.
It says the NBA scouts are in
Well, the
Washington,
NBA
Illinois.
scouts, you see some of the best players in the country
At
at
that
this tournament.
tournament,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yes, very high profile.
Wow.
I know
Never,
when-
never heard that.
I
Never
know
knew that.
when I was at Richwoods, we went to a school in Kentucky. I can't remember if it was over Thanksgiving or over Christmas where they played 2 or 3 different games. Beautiful facility, looked very similar to Renaissance Coliseum. It's a high school court,
Wow.
and because we had a couple of players that people were looking at. Like maybe a kid named Sean Livingston, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
yeah, I remember that
Kevin
kid.
Brown.
Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown. That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sure they were at that tournament. That's where most of those scores came from because nobody else was playing. And I believe the Peoria High Pasadena game was played on Thanksgiving Day.
Really?
Okay.
That doesn't mean anything because you used to play football.
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
things, yeah.
Turkey Day.
The Central Manual game, and then Woodruff and Spalding in the afternoon. Well, there you have the sports.
Thank you,
And
Roger.
the timing could not have been better because 6:30. Let's bring you up to date with the stories we're following. It's the holiday season. Steve Sink, managing partner at PHX Affiliates, again offering a free business valuation when you make a contribution to your favorite charity.
Hey, Raj, did you know Steve is a certified business intermediary, a member of the International Business Brokers Association, and on the board of the Estate Planning Council of Central Illinois? He's also a member of the National Association of Certified Valuators and Analysts. He's got a lot of background.
A lot of
history.
background,
He's been
indeed.
representing clients now, Roger, guess, over 25
And here's Steve's phone number if you want to take advantage of this wonderful free opportunity, 309-696-8508. Now, Terry, with the news.
East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find other temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage. Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 last Wednesday morning at 1210 North Perry on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within 10 minutes, but found the body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries. An investigation is underway. The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park Pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. In national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others. The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident. Last week, various media stories had been covering a multi-million, maybe multi-billion fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somali refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum. And those are the headlines, Roger.
All right, now a check of the weather brought to you by Kyle Varnold, Mr. Weather. He's also an insurance pro. He can shop around on your behalf to find the right coverage at the right price. Kyle's phone number, 309-682-0519.
More snow this afternoon, Roger, and tonight. 28 today for a high, overnight low 15, partly sunny tomorrow. High 25, 19 the overnight low. Wednesday 35, but the winds are going to be about 23 miles an hour. Thursday 13 and 1 below in the evening. Right now it is 21 degrees at the Wazoo. A little nippy out there today, I would say.
What did you guys think coming in? I mean,
know,
do you have the heater on in your car? Or
Oh,
just
absolutely.
Had the windows down?
No, I had the heater
I
on.
did. I had my car for the first time in, God, I don't know, years, in the garage.
In the garage. That's nice.
Oh,
It is so
that
nice
is
when it
so
comes out.
nice. It's just
Yes.
you can't beat that. But
No.
yeah, it was crunchy.
Crunchy.
When I pulled
Kinda,
out.
that was your cereal.
Thought when you sat down in the seat.
No,
It was
no,
crunchy.
No. When the
Oh.
tires hit the
Oh, yeah,
outside of
yeah.
the snow's crunchy.
Oh, yeah, my street was still ice covered, but once I
Yeah.
got in the reservoir, I was fine. But
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
lot of
the main
Getting there
roads
was
were the
scary.
main roads were
we're good. Yeah.
peachy.
Yeah.
do you think,
And what not important, what I think what is important was Cy Maroon has to say. Good morning, Cy. Good morning, Cy.
Side, testing 1, 2.
this is
Let's see if he's there. Are you there? Oh, I think.
He might have got a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might have also known that it was us calling.
That's true.
Could be it too. I'm just concerned that
He's the head plow guy, right? He's
he's the
he
head
is a
plow
head
guy?
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
that's on
he-
his stationery.
That's on a stationary
That's
head
right.
plow guy. My street, I'm not the first one in town.
Well, I
Yeah.
thought they did a great job.
Oh, they
Just
do a wonderful
great
job.
job in the city, and then to do the side roads enough to at least we can get out.
Oh, they did a
Yeah,
tremendous
they were
job. It's
awesome.
just there's nobody on my street. There's like two of us, and the guy next to me, he works at the highway. He takes care of the
Takes
trucks.
care- well-
And when he moved in, I thought, well, great, we'll be the first one. But no, they didn't change the
We're
route
gonna
for
let him
him.
bring a
so-
truck home.
Yeah.
What-
Well, let's find out if Cy is on the line this morning. Good morning, Cy.
Morning. How you guys doing today?
Well, we're doing wonderful thanks to your men and women did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
All I've heard is compliments about how quick and how efficient were the folks at the Peoria Public Works Department. Nice going, Cy.
Well, thanks. We'll take that anytime.
Yeah, you bet. Any trouble spots today, and how much in snow did we get by your measurement? Because you use a different yardstick.
What we saw here in Peoria was about 5.5 is what we were seeing here. And then the outer skirts of the city were picking up even more. Like I think even Bartonville had closer to 8.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, but we ended up with around 5 to 6 there. So we did, we did it okay. I thought we did pretty well with it. And now we're just getting ready for the next round. So we had a lot of new drivers on, and so it was pretty impressive that it was part of our training, but they were trained well and they came out and did a good job. So the other thing that we got going is today and tomorrow. So I mean it's back to back, and it's really kind of odd for this time of the year to see that, but it is what we do.
I don't know whether you want to comment on this, but I understand part of the training is to pick out certain houses where you really pile the snow at their driveway. No, I'm just kidding.
And how did you get my address for that?
Sometimes we try to reach the port.
Oh my.
Yeah. Is it true that
Just kidding.
yeah, it wasn't very nice for Roger to bring that up. I have to ask you that how the painting of the blades handle the heavy snow.
Well, there's still some remnants on some of the plows.
Yeah, Russ, tell me what you're talking about because I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tell everybody what went on prior to the snowfall.
So, I'm sorry I didn't hear you. There's noise in the background here.
Tell everybody about the paintings on some of the plows.
Oh, the Paint the Plow program. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have the Paint the Plow program where we will take plows out to different organizations and have them paint their logo, whatever they want to put on there, their handprints, however they want to do the plows. But we do have one plow that turned out really great, and it is holding up well because of the extra effort of putting some lacquer on that plow to hold that paint on there. It's doing a good job.
Yeah.
So, look, let me get away from this noise here.
Yeah, okay. How dare they have a meeting while we're on the
Yeah,
air?
what are they talking about?
Yeah.
You know what? I think they're going to need maybe a few more salt trucks. I noticed coming to work this morning, the corner of Sheridan and War Memorial, American Water Company truck was blocking a lane going southbound on Sheridan Road.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had a break there or something, but that might get a little ugly.
Yeah, there is, and so when it comes to the water company breaks, the water company has a salt truck that they dispatch out to these locations, and sometimes they just need a reminder if it is getting bad. But yeah, they do maintain their brakes, so that's really a help to us. The one thing that might be of concern today, though, still yet, is the residential streets are going to just be a little bit of ice pack and snow pack. So people getting out and going just need to be cautious until they can get to the primary streets where they're very clear, really passable. So just a bit of caution.
Yeah, it's good advice. Getting back to the snowplow that had an extra coat of lacquer, our dear friend Kathy Reynolds wanted to preserve her work of art, and I think she slapped about 4 coats of lacquer on it to protect it. And she, by the way, now has an additional coat of polish on her nails, and her face, and her hair, and then some. That was a good project, wasn't it? Yeah, there were a lot of really very talented artists that participated.
Yeah, we had quite a turnout this year of people requesting plows so that they can do the painting on them. And yeah, there's a lot of pretty neat stuff out there.
Yeah. Now, how are you going to make sure the men and women who drive those trucks get enough rest? Because they work very hard. We have more snow headed this way later today and tonight and tomorrow. So it's important that they stay well rested, is it not?
Exactly. Yeah, very much so. We had that conversation yesterday about, getting home when your shift is over, taking care of your business, and then start getting your rest. So we're on the 12-hour shifts right now, so that really allows them to get some time in, to get some rest before they have to come back for their shift. So once we can kind of get on a roll of 12-hour shifts, we just stay on it, and then everybody knows their body starts to adjust, and their sleep patterns start to adjust, and hopefully they do. Everybody's got different circumstances with kids and care and all sorts of stuff, but it allows them to get a good amount of rest before they come in for their next shift.
Si, do you have any advice for Peoria drivers when they see a plow coming behind them, other than get out of the way? Any advice for them?
So the advice that we give to the motorist is that if you see a plow, give them plenty of room. Stay back, give them plenty of room to do their job, because if their job is successful, then it gets those travelers where they need to go successfully, and it doesn't always happen, but that's the goal. So, I mean, and as much as I don't want to talk about it or use it as an excuse, but there's a lot of impatient drivers out there for some reason.
Oh, you're kidding.
And they create havoc at times, not just for us, but for the other motorists that are out there. So, so we just simply ask people to give us space, be patient. It's only a few seconds. We're not even talking minutes. It's seconds that we're going to get out of their way, and then they can be on their way and going. But I know when we're traveling, they don't always look at it that way. So we're not going to hold up, a line of traffic for minutes, for 5 or 10 minutes at all. I mean, we're just out there and we're rolling right along. We're just not going as fast as everybody wants us to go.
Yeah. Now, some of the cars that wind up on the blades, what do you do with them when they arrive at the Public Works Department on Drees Lane?
We just stick the fork in them.
Because they're done.
Very good, John. Just a little reminder, I know we talk about it every year. Give us an explanation for your list of priorities. What areas are number 1, number 2, number 3?
Well, the list of priorities starts with all the main routes, the primary streets throughout the city. The second priority is then going to residentials. But we also make exceptions so that if there's someone that has a medical condition, a serious medical condition, could potentially need to, get out of their homes and get to a hospital soon, or get a paramedic, or a firefighter in there to help out. We treat those as primary streets as well. We give them high priority so that those patients can get where they need to go, whether it be a dialysis patient or whether it be a heart patient, whatever the case may be. But we do adjust our routes to accommodate them to get them where they need to go.
Yeah. What is the hardest hill or street or road that you may have to go back a couple of times during the day because it is well-traveled and is dangerous? I'm going to guess MacArthur Hill. That was always a spooky hill for me in the winter and in the summer.
Yeah, and that's closed now for the construction, so
okay.
You won't be able to do that one. So, yeah, there are some hills there. MacArthur, for you, but, Western Avenue, Ligonier Hill, we have to close.
Yeah.
This is across from Madison Golf Course.
I was going to ask about that.
Hill,
Yeah.
Yeah, we closed that one. Don't even bother to try to keep that open because it's very, very steep.
Do the kids on the south side, I'm a North End kid, wouldn't they have fun on that hill?
Oh, they could.
Till they got to Lincoln Avenue, right?
Yeah, if you didn't stop-
Then it's a little dangerous.
Or Lincoln, Illinois.
Be in Lincoln, Illinois.
Yeah. Well, God bless the men and women of the Peoria Public Works Department for what they do. In order to stay energetic and vibrant and active and so forth, are you still selling vitamins? Any chance you sell them to your drivers?
I haven't had time to, but
Okay, yeah.
we can certainly
Not a bad idea. Well, God bless you, Si. Thanks for talking to us as you have for umpteen years now. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good talking to you guys. Be safe. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you. Si Maroon
Bye,
of the Peoria Public Works Department. Neat guy, to say the least. Here's one of my favorite Johnny Mathis songs. I think you'll enjoy it.
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go, let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Our cheeks are nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We've snuggled close together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. There's a birthday party at the home of Farmer Gray. It'll be the perfect ending of a perfect day. We'll be singing the songs we love to sing without a single stop. At the fireplace where we'll watch the chestnuts pop. Pop, pop, pop. There's a happy feeling nothing in the world can buy. When they pass around the coffee and the pumpkin pie, it'll nearly be like a picture print by Courier and Ives. These wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. These wonderful things are the things we remember all through our lives. Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Giddy up, let's go, let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy up, it's grand, just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland. Nice and rosy and comfy, cozy are we. We've snuggled close together like two birds of a feather would be. Let's take that road before us and sing a chorus or two. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Lovely weather for a sleigh
Johnny Mathis. Weather-wise, as you heard a little earlier, and also from our good friend Cy Maroon. Oh, it's beautiful music. Lots of snow in central Illinois during the past 3 days, and more headed our way today. What are we getting? 1 to 3 inches, I believe, for that matter. 21 degrees. It's nippy, 21 degrees. And Mr. Friendly, Officer Friendly's on the line. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Uncle Roger. How you doing today?
We're doing all right. Are you on the way from East Peoria to Peoria as we speak?
Yes, I am. I just grabbed me some breakfast from Hardee's, and I'm getting ready to go to work.
God bless you. It'll be interesting to see the big snowfall, and the kids will be all excited because they had a few days off, did they not?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but they need to go to school so we don't have to make up no days later on at the end of the school year.
Yeah, amen to that. Well, how were the holidays for you?
Well, I tell you, like I tell you guys all the time, I am too blessed to be stressed. You know what I mean? When you got a belly full of food and clothes and stuff on your back and a roof over your head and a gas tank full of gas, you don't got too much to complain about. Get what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you're saying, and I also know that doesn't matter. People still have a right to complain. and
yeah, I've learned when it comes to complaining, I'm the type of person to say, oh, man, my knees really bother me today. And the person's like, well, I don't have any legs. You'd be like, you know what? You win. I apologize.
That's true.
So if somebody always got something worse going on, so it's best to just roll with the punches. I called actually to say good morning and also to give homage to the late, great Richard Pryor. His birthday is today.
Richard Pryor's birthday today. Did you actually have an opportunity ever to meet him, Ed?
Yes, sir. I'm in the JoJo Dance of Your Life is calling. I was one of the little nappy-headed extras running around on the playground.
Oh, really?
Well, I did not
Yes,
know
sir.
that.
Recognized you.
Yeah, you wouldn't have back then. I had hair.
I might have too.
Where was that filmed?
Downtown it was multiple places in Peoria, and in some studio stuff
the
as
Lee
well.
Hotel, wasn't it?
It was Irving School, the school he actually went to.
Okay.
Irving, and I think they rented, because it was in a trust, a commercial bank, they rented the Lee Hotel. They did a lot of those scenes down there. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm trying to think where the Lee was. That on South Adams?
Yeah, well.
I'm trying to think because my dad stayed at the Julian Hotel when he finally had enough money and stopped sleeping in a boxcar on the siding down in Bartonville. We would drive by the Julian Hotel, which was across the street from the baseball field, and he would point to a window and he said that was my first place where I could sleep in a bed when I came to Peoria.
Carl Gideon used to own that.
I didn't know that. But I'm trying to think where the Lee Hotel was.
The Lee was on the was on the side street there. Which street was that?
Well, there's
was it
Oak
Walnut?
Street. There's Walnut.
I think it might have been Walnut.
I don't think it was Walnut.
No.
They had a house, actually had two houses of ill repute in Walnut. And my dad bought one of them as a dormitory.
You bought the whole house?
Yeah, bought the whole
you
house.
could only buy.
Yeah.
You could buy one.
Yeah. Well, get your mind out of the gutter because this is his story.
Buy the whole house.
And he turned it into a dormitory for students at the Barber College.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And my brother and I painted all of the rooms, including the certain equipment.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'll tell you what it was.
Well, that's okay.
Are you listening, Ed?
Yeah,
This is an
yes.
interesting story.
I don't know.
Okay.
What?
They had timers in the rooms. What? And the buttons, the madam would, when the time was up.
We have college bowl going on.
Well, it was a form of it, but
What happened when the timer went off? What did it sound like?
What happened?
Well,
What? And
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
how long did? Well, how?
Why would I know?
I'm really.
Memories,
I know,
Roger.
Does
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
You hear that sound? It's just, well, gotta go.
Put another quarter in.
See now, my dad did something very constructive, and you've all destroyed it with your personal stories.
Well, I just feel bad for Eddie. He's sitting on the phone waiting for us to quit jabbering so he can talk.
Y'all lost me with timers.
They don't have time.
They don't have timers. No,
We have time for you.
We have time.
I don't think
I
they
had no idea what y'all was talking about. Y'all talking about timers.
Neither
I'm
do
like,
we,
what?
Ed, so I don't feel like the Lone Ranger
man.
for that matter. Well,
Like I just called to say good morning and happy belated holidays, and I wanted to give a shout out to Richard Pryor because it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
So that's that's one of the guys who inspired me to become a comedian.
well,
so I definitely want to give
he
some
inspired a lot of people because his story from, you might say, rags to riches is another great story of what can happen to you if you work hard enough at it, and he certainly did.
Well, I didn't have rags to riches, but it was definitely hand-me-downs. I'll tell you that much.
Well, you're rich in the virtues of and values in life.
I'm rich. I'm rich in love. That's what I always got to finish the sentence for my friends and family. Like, wait, rich? Can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
No, man, I ain't got it. I don't have it. Well, y'all have a blessed day.
All
I
right,
didn't
God bless you.
want
Thank you.
Take
You
care,
bet,
everybody.
and have a
See
great
you.
day.
Happy holidays. God bless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
bye-bye.
you. Eddie Parker, and now here's Louis Linder. Yeah, no wonder he didn't answer.
Today's Pet Tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. Walking with our dogs is important for many reasons, but here is one you may not have thought about. When we walk our dogs, they are always sniffing everything along the way. I call this reading the doggy newspaper, and here is why. Animals mark their territory either by rubbing against an object or by spraying urine to identify it as theirs. Another animal comes along and can smell a single drop of urine and is able to tell a great deal about the animal who left the mark. They can distinguish one animal from another of the same breed. They can tell whether the animal is dominant or submissive. They can recognize and identify the other animal. They can tell what the animal has been eating, know whether the other is a friend or a foe. They can tell male from female, and they can even tell the animal's emotional state. So don't rush your dog and tell him to stop sniffing. Take a little time and let them sniff. He's reading the paper, just like you will do when you finish this walk. Just relax and enjoy this time with your pet. And now that you know what he's finding out about the world around him, discuss it with him. He loves to hear your voice and interact with you, especially a good wet lick on the face after he's done all that sniffing. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's Pet Tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Well, thank you, Louis Linder, for an update of our pet tip of the day, and that wraps up our number one of Breakfast with Roger and Friends on WAGU FM 90.7 in Peoria, Illinois, and also on YouTube. As usual, it was great talking with Cy Maroon, Eddie Parker, Officer Friendly, and we have a whole host of wonderful people in the studio: Terry Chamberlain, John Meisinger, and the one and only Terry Growley. Coming up in the next hour, we'll talk by phone with Dr. Gene Sidler about the Bradley win over Liberty, and I believe Colonel Ballard will be in with the 182nd Airlift wing. He's not bringing the whole group in. What'd you say?
I think we had a medical question for Dr. Sidler, too, I think.
Okay, sure. I think we did, yes.
Plantar fasciitis. Yeah.
Yes, foot problems.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. With the sound of Frosty the Snowman in the background, we lead you to news, weather,
That's
and sports.
Frosty the Snowman?
Yeah. I know you have a hard time sometimes figuring out.
do.
The only one that's even more difficult is Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I never know for 5 minutes what they're playing, but it's loud.
Yeah.
And a pleasant good morning, everybody. It's the first day of December. December 1st is a beautiful but a cold Monday morning. We start with a check of the weather brought to you by certified public accountant and tax specialist Matt Wall. Matt is with Gordon Stockman and Wall. He offers a wide range of specialized services designed to address the ever-changing accounting and tax needs and laws for individuals and business. You can reach Matt Wall at 309-692-4030.
Well, Raj, we're just going to say snow because that's what's happening, and it's going to snow
That's
a little
it,
bit
yeah.
more. Yeah, there's snow everywhere. Hey, avoid
Sheridan Road?
Yeah, Sheridan and
War Drive.
Yeah, there's a water main break up there, and that's going to be a mess.
You know, that will be a mess. And for a long time, do any of you, I had a container of salt, and boy, that stuff did work.
Yeah,
That
but you
does
know,
work.
it doesn't work past some degrees. When it's really, really cold, it won't work. And I don't
Well,
know
what do you call really, really, really
know.
Well,
cold?
it actually says it on the side of the bag.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know. We got a bag around here? We don't have a bag.
I don't have a bag of salt. Hold on, let me check my
yeah.
pockets.
But it doesn't work at a certain.
Is it
If it gets too
23?
cold, it
Yeah, I
won't work.
thought it was around the 20
Well,
degrees.
a famous person once said, it can't hurt.
Well, no, but it's not going to melt the snow.
Well, maybe it will as it warms up.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
You know,
that
it
would work.
doesn't just lay there not doing anything.
Well, that's true.
Like
maybe,
you.
Maybe a little trash.
Okay. That was kind of a shock. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lazy, crazy day. When it's just cold, what do you
Well,
gonna
that's
do?
summer.
Right.
That's summer. Lazy, crazy.
No, it's winter. It's
Okay.
what?
Okay,
You got
this says about it gets less effective as it gets below 20 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, so see, we're going to be...
Even he has talked about Cy has talked about that on the show.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
They have different formulas for
Right.
different temperatures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Well, see, it's going to be 28 today for a high, so it'll kind of work. But tonight, it's not going to work. It's 15 degrees tonight.
Well, neither are we.
No, I'm not doing a doggone thing. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high 25, cloudy and windy tomorrow night, low 19. Get this on Wednesday. It'll be back up to 35, but we're going to clock winds at about 23 mile an hour. What's our wind chill say on that? Do we have a wind chill chart? If it's 35 and the wind's so much, it's just it's too much
gonna
to
be cold.
calculate. It's
Well,
terrible.
you're supposed to be giving the weather.
Well, but if
you're
it doesn't,
giving the weather, you're not giving the weather when you say.
I don't
what
make
do
this
you?
stuff. I'm just a reader. If it's written down, I can read
well,
it, but I don't.
Thank you for clarifying.
I don't know or
You
care.
don't. Well, you did because you were saying that the salt doesn't work.
Well, but that's
after so-
important. Yeah,
so
I
it
know.
shows
You know, I
you
know
do
some
care.
stuff. Well, I know. Do you know? I was asking these guys off the air because we were on Christmas too. Do you know the name of the horse in Jingle Bells?
Go
No,
through your
I-
head and sing the song.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. It's in there.
It's in
It
there.
is
It's in the
there.
song.
Well, I'll play your game. No, I don't know.
Bob. Bells on Bob's tail ring. Bob. That's his name.
Bobtails. Bob's tail.
Bob's tail.
Bring it
Bob's
up.
tail.
Bells on Bob's
Well,
tail ring.
that does sound a little more musical than Robert's tale.
Yeah, well, I know. That's why they.
But
That's it.
Robert's Rules of Order
Yeah.
would
Bob.
be,
His name's
okay.
Bob. 21 degrees now.
All right.
Bob.
Are you done? Bob?
Starts
Yeah,
with a
I'm
B.
done. Yeah.
Ends
All
with a B.
Let's get into the
10 seconds,
news.
Bob.
Your hometown community banks, Division of Morton
I heard
Community
about
Bank,
that.
sponsors of this morning's news. They have a number of friendly hometown locations throughout central Illinois, providing a variety of financial services. Look for the clock tower, and you'll know they have time for you. Member FDIC. Terry, see if you can bring some sanity to our
I will
news.
do my very best.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find another temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage.
Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 o'clock Wednesday morning. That was on Perry Street on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within about 10 minutes, but found the body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries. An investigation is underway.
The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park Pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. One wonders whether the school district has any plans to update and use the more modern pool at Woodruff High School that remains empty and unused.
In national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others. The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. What a happy family. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident. Terrible. Unbelievable.
Yes. Another shooting incident took place on Black Friday at a shopping mall in San Jose, California. 3 people were injured. All are expected to recover. No word on who or what motivated the shooting.
Well, I get that. There was probably a good deal on something.
And somebody wanted it.
Yeah,
and,
oh, I get
there's
that.
probably one left. You know,
I get that. Last week, various media stories have been covering a multiple million, maybe even multiple billion-dollar fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somalia refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. Some employees say they told Walz of the fraud whereby people were filing false claims and sending millions of dollars to relatives still living in Somalia. The employees who reported the wrongdoing were threatened with firing by Walz.
The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum.
Sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? You bet. All right, let's move on to news from WCBU this
From
morning.
the WCBU newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria police are investigating the death of a man found dead in a garage as a homicide. Peoria coroner Jamie Harwood says an autopsy identified the victim of last Wednesday's fire as 68-year-old Jimmy L. Steele. His body was found in an alley behind a residence in the 1200 block of Northeast Perry Street in the North Valley. Harwood says autopsy results show Steele suffered strangulation and multiple blunt and sharp force injuries. The Pekin City Council has approved the results of a salary study that recommends pay ranges for city employees. The goal of the study was to help the city maintain good employees by offering them salaries comparable with communities similar to Pekin. Councilmember Peg Phillips says that's crucial for city operations.
If we want to have our staff be the highest quality staff we can attract, we at least have to have our rates within the market of our competitors.
The vote to approve the study was 4-3. Salary increases can only be offered if they're within the department's budget, and substantial raises must be approved by the council. A second person has been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at a Peoria apartment complex. Peoria police say 23-year-old Reginald Flemister Tolson was taken into custody for home invasion and weapons charges. Police say detectives identified him at a residence in a Lexington Hills apartment where 17-year-old Matthew Day was shot and killed on November 22nd. The Peoria County State's Attorney's Office have also charged a 17-year-old male in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors said the teens were participating in a planned home invasion. In Central Illinois, Congressman Eric Sorensen is calling on Congress to vote soon to extend Obamacare subsidies to keep health care premiums from skyrocketing.
It is 100% essential that we stand up because we're going to have too many people in our community that are going to fall through the cracks, and they're going to end up in the emergency department. And that is not health care.
The fight over the extension of the health care subsidies was a key factor in the longest government shutdown in history. I'm John Norton, WCBU News.
Hey, it's time for sports. The guy who knows sports. Monday morning, the most comprehensive sports in Peoria radio. This guy knows sports inside and out. Ladies and gentlemen, he couldn't make it, but John Meisinger's here.
Okay, all right. Well, I was wondering when somebody's going to help me out here. You know what?
I couldn't resist
He
it.
is so good. But he did lower the bar for me, so that helps. Well, the Bradley Braves earned a 74-64 victory over the Liberty Flames in the third-place game of the Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational. The Braves' 3-2 lead with 19-19 was the closest the contest ever got for the Flames. In the end, the Braves handled Liberty in just their second loss of the season. They actually handed it to them. They didn't handle them. I gotta read my own writing, right? The Braves are back home tomorrow to face Washington State Cougars at Carver Arena at 7 p.m. Bradley women's basketball split their weekend at a trip to Fort Myers tip-off, falling to the University of Missouri 73-66 on Friday before rebounding on Saturday to defeat Abilene Christian University 80-74. The Braves will wrap up their road trip on Wednesday when they face the University of Nebraska at 7 p.m. They take on some heavy hitters.
Oh, you bet. And they held their own against Missouri. You know, that's the Big 12 Conference.
That's right.
Abilene Christian.
Small school.
That's a, you know, Division I
Right.
university. So good for the Bradley women.
Yeah. Well, they'll play Nebraska Wednesday. So
Are you okay?
I don't think so. Or I wouldn't be here. In other college basketball, UConn beat Illinois 74-61. ISU over Furman 72-65. Drake over Georgia Tech 84-74. And Southern Illinois over Little Rock 74-65. In the NFL in Week 13, the only team that entered the week with a better record in one-score games than the Chicago Bears was the Philadelphia Eagles, who were tied with the Broncos for the most one-score wins in the NFL. So naturally, this pivotal NFC showdown ended in a relatively close fashion, with the Bears beating the Eagles 24-15 to record their fifth straight win on their march to the Super Bowl. Next week, the Bears head to Green Bay to test their NFC rival in a game that will decide who leads the North at the end of the day. So that'll be a game to watch. In other games over the weekend, Seahawks beat the Vikings 26-0. The Texans beat the Colts 20-16. And the Bills handed it to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers 26-7. Aaron got a big boo-boo on his nose.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about. But that didn't put him out of the game.
No,
Was
they
it
put
his
him right
arm?
back in.
Yeah.
He was in the game, and it was his left wrist that he had injured.
But
before.
at the end of the game, he wasn't playing, was he? I thought they had a backup quarterback.
Not, they were switching. They switched him in and out, but
Yeah.
he did play at the end of the game.
He did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. You watch the game?
I think he's over the hill.
Yeah. Pardon me?
I think he's over the hill.
I think he.
I mean, he'll still play okay, but
Personally, he should have gone. He should have
yeah.
retired when he retired
he
from
sell
Green
tickets?
Bay.
like Tom Brady did.
Yeah.
Will he sell tickets? He'll sell tickets,
Yeah,
right?
you're right. You will. Just
They
to
got
see
a lot
Aaron
of
Rodgers.
boos from the Steelers
Did-
fans.
yeah.
Oh,
Early
a
on
lot
in the
of
game.
boos.
You
Lot
know, they
of
called
boos.
that game, and I never heard that term before, chippy.
Chippy.
They said it was a chippy game.
I've heard it. I've heard of a chippy behavior.
There was
but
a lot of fights. There was a lot of fights. And
Oh, there
pushing
were.
and-
Yes.
and
Yeah.
they-
Did you see the guy pop the ball out?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
They nailed
I
him
thought
on
that was
Oh, they
cute.
did get him.
They called
Yeah.
him on that
Yeah,
one.
they had
But they
15
called
yards
it,
and a first down.
And
That's
the
big.
player was surprised, turned around. What'd you do that for?
Why'd you do that, Sammy?
It was just kind of a funny, chippy play.
It was a chippy play. They called,
Yeah.
well,
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Tony Romo, is that who? Yeah.
Tony Romo.
He
Yeah.
had mentioned chippy, and I'm going, what the hell is chippy? I looked it up, and that is a term that they'll use in games, in sporting events, when there's a lot of pushing and shoving.
They
and
like this
things like
show.
that.
Well, it's chippy.
Yeah,
In
similar
other
chippy.
words, it's similar to the expression cheap shots.
Okay, yeah, it is. They both start with CH.
No, a cheap shot is when a guy does something that is out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
And that's, kicking the ball or pushing the ball out of a guy's arm was a chippy or
It
cheap
was-
shot.
I think it was meant to be a fun thing.
I think it was too.
I don't think it was meant to
and
be
and
mean.
then you get a 15-yard.
Because he laughed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look who just flew in.
Yeah, wow.
Santa Claus.
He's got a good jacket
It would
on.
be nice if he had a place to sit down.
Well, there you go.
Let's get him a chair.
Oh, looky here.
He brought gifts, too.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Look at here.
Christmas is here.
Jeez.
He's knocked down
So,
some of his
Colonel, what do you got,
counterparts
Colonel?
from behind.
Ooh, I got a bottle of booze in
Thank
mine.
you, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Wow.
My goodness.
Wow, that is
Maybe
awesome.
explain
Christmas, boys and
Colonel
girls.
Ballard's in
Sports.
here.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm going to start eating.
Handing out Christmas goodies. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well, NCAA
Fantastic.
football over the weekend. Miles Scott had 2 interceptions for the final 5 minutes Saturday night to lock down the Illinois 20-13 victory over Northwestern ahead of a 14-10 at halftime. The snowy night, the Illini scored only 6 points in the second half of a pair of field goals by David Alano, but that was enough to defeat the Wildcats. Luke Altmaier was one of the nation's top quarterbacks, was 10 of 15 passing for 136 yards in his final regular season home game for Illinois. Khalil Valentine rushed for 14 times for 74 yards and a touchdown. The Illini are waiting a bowl invitation at this time. The Rivermen ended a 7-game losing streak against Evansville. Now, they weren't on a losing streak this year, but over the last 7 times they played Evansville, that dated back to February of last season. They did that on Saturday night. The Rivermen buoyed by their goaltender Nick Latanovich, edged out Evansville 4-3 at Carver Arena to force a weekend split. Mike Gillette, Griffin Fox, Alec Bear, and Michael McChesney all scored for the Rivermen, while Latinovic made 18 saves on 21 shots. Guy was working hard. Rivermen traveled to Fayetteville for 3 games starting on Thursday at 6 p.m. In high school sports, the Illinois High School Association finalized the schedule for its postponed football championship games, according to a release from the IHSA on Saturday night. The IHSA football championships will play the Class 7A and 8A games at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Wednesday, December 3rd at Husky Stadium in DeKalb. It's going to be even colder up there, on the campus of Northern Illinois University, while the 5A and 6A games will be at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. Tuesday at Hancock Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University. The games were rescheduled due to some snow flurries that hit central Illinois on Saturday.
Snow flurries.
Snow flurries.
They were awfully big flurries.
Big flurries.
Yeah.
Big,
Lots
big
of flurries.
snowflakes. And
Ton of
Roger,
flurries.
That's sports
10
up
minutes.
to, and on the line we have Dr. Gene Sidler. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, Gene.
That was a big win for Bradley. Liberty is always annually fielding a pretty good basketball team.
Yes, they have. They've been very good the last, even though a decade or so that they have been very good. We don't hear too much about them because, if you hear about teams from the eastern coast area, it's always the big schools, the ACC and the SEC type schools. But they've held their own out there for a number of years, and they had a good team. They were actually the highest ranked team in terms of the rankings that come out this early in the year that was playing in that tournament, and so they were favored to win the tournament, though, of course, they ended up the fourth place team, losing to Bradley in that third and fourth place game. So, yeah, that was a good win. Bradley pretty much led from beginning to end in the game. Played very well. Just everybody on the court played well and shot the ball well and played defense well. So, yes, that was good to see coming out of that tournament. They didn't play quite as well in the game on Tuesday. That was the UC San Diego game that they lost to fall into that third and fourth place game. They played well. They had a chance to beat UC San Diego, trailed by only 2 points with, I think, about a minute and a half, 2 minutes to go, but just couldn't hold it and ended up losing. And then San Diego went on to win the tournament, so they were a good team, too, and they remain undefeated.
What's next for our Bradley Braves?
Yeah, Bradley now has gotten a little bit of a rest coming home after that tournament last Wednesday, and had a nice rest over the weekend. They will play Washington State tomorrow night at the Carver Arena home game. And this is part of a two-game home-and-home series. They played in Pullman, Washington last year against Washington State. They were a much better team last year, had some very good players that have moved on elsewhere. And so they may not be quite as strong a team this year. But still, they're going to be a little bit of a test for Bradley. Bradley lost that game out in Washington last year, 91-74 to Washington State. I think this year you'll see maybe a different result. We hope so. Bradley, I think, can win this game.
Who was the guy that used to be in the Valley? I think he coached at Creighton that wound up at Oregon or Oregon State. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of the coach at Creighton, Dana Altman.
Yes,
still
yes.
At Oregon, yes.
Yeah, he went to Oregon, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Overall, looking at the tournament, and you were there, although none of us report seeing you, so we're not sure you were really there.
I don't think he was.
You got to get a high-def television. I was right there.
No, you weren't.
Yeah. Listen, I look very closely on my 23-inch Zenith, and I just couldn't identify you.
I got up close. I have a big TV, 50, I don't know how many inches.
55 inch?
I was standing, I stared and didn't see him. Did you see him, Terry?
I thought I saw his arm.
You thought
His arm, oh, come on.
Yeah, because it said, love mother.
Wait,
the
my TV
tattoo.
cut out, and it's like,
Yeah.
I think I saw his arm in the one shot, but that was
If
about
he
it.
was there, he was in the back eating Terry's chocolate. He wasn't on TV.
Yes, in fact, I will show you a picture of me eating Terry's chocolate in the stands at the game. I have that on my cell phone, yes.
How many segments of that chocolate did you eat while you were there?
All of them.
Well, I didn't eat them all because I still have some in my cabinet there.
Now, a quick logistical question. That is, at the Civic Center, you can't spend cash. Where you were they cashless purchases or the old system of actually paying?
I believe they
with cash?
were. I did not attempt to use cash, but I don't think that they took cash there, no.
What do you do, take your food
now.
in with you?
Yeah, what, you didn't buy anything?
No, you just use your credit card for everything.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Everything's credit card or Apple Pay or whatever they call it these days.
All right. Overall, your assessment, you said earlier at the start of the basketball season you thought Bradley would finish around fourth. You're still holding on to that, or maybe fifth?
Well, I'm still in that range of believing, that they aren't maybe quite as good as last year's team. Typical of Brian Wardle teams, they get better as the season goes along. So with some of that effect, maybe they can contend for the league championship. Right now, among the teams in the Missouri Valley, Belmont, who was picked behind Bradley. Bradley was picked fourth in the coaches and media preseason poll, and Belmont was right behind him in fifth place. But they're 8-0; they're undefeated on the season. Northern Iowa, I believe, was picked second behind Illinois State was first. Northern Iowa is 6-1. Illinois State is 6-2. Valparaiso is 5-2. They've looked a little bit better than people expected. Drake is 5-3. Murray State 5-3. Bradley is sitting at 4-4. So there's a bunch of teams that have played very well that look like they could be potential contenders for the championship by the end of the season. But I do think Bradley will be there and be one of the teams.
Yeah, well, we hope so. Go Bradley Braves. Tomorrow night, what time, tip-off time?
They play at 7 o'clock tomorrow against this Washington State team. And you can find a lot of information about this team and the game at
where can you go?
.com. Yeah,
where is it again?
Got a nice summary of what this team is about and about Bradley at bradleyfans.com. Just click on the basketball message board and look for the topic on Washington State at Bradley.
There you have it. Okay, thank you, Dr. Gene Sidler. Stay warm.
Yes, I will try.
All right, thank you, Dr. Gene Sidler. And Colonel Rusty Ballard, 182nd Airlift Wing, has joined us, bearing gifts from afar. Thank you, Colonel Ballard, for coming in. Nice packaging of
candied
goodies.
pecans.
Yes.
And
caramels.
caramels.
Or do you say caramels?
And
that's one of my favorites. I love
trail
that.
mix. Trail mix.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some of those right now.
You want to break yours open so we can all eat yours?
Well, you could break your own open.
Well, pardon me. We're trying to moonshine it. Very, very good. Now, did you do that, or your lovely bride put that together?
The wife put that together.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Wow. That's Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Did you guys change the furniture in here? It feels a lot closer between the wall and here. Did I overeat for Thanksgiving?
I didn't want to get too personal, but I do know that, no, I'm not going to say it because you rank higher than I did in the service. But I would say it had a lot to do with Thanksgiving eating.
I think you're exactly right. It probably did.
How long, by the way, because everybody in here is a culinary expert, how long can you go eating a turkey? I mean, when does the turkey begin to show signs of malnutrition?
Well, I think when it gets fuzzy.
Oh, my God. I mean, you wait that long?
I've been hearing reports that say 4 days is the max for leftovers. And I'm like, really? I used to make them last all week long.
I ate some yesterday.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Did you?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yesterday is it. It's
Yesterday
gone
was
now.
it?
Yeah.
It might have been last night because I had a terrible nightmare, and I'm blaming it on the turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't get. I went to a hotel. I couldn't get a reservation, and I got in an argument. And I was supposed to be at a committee meeting.
Is this a
and I was
dream?
like, yes.
Okay,
yes,
good.
Yes.
I thought you really did this. I was thinking, okay, what
No,
committee?
that's how realistic it was.
Oh, wow. You can remember that.
Yeah.
And tell us what happened
You
about
ate
the
too late.
committee.
You have nightmares if you eat too late before you go to bed.
Well, there is a story that actually, you know what really causes it is the medication.
Well,
if you're on medication, there are some weird things that happen.
Yeah.
But it was not true because when I woke up, there was a certain amount because I had a packed bag next to my bed.
Oh, so really?
Yeah, so I must have gotten up.
Must have gotten up and packed your
Yeah.
bag.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
pretty scary, Roger.
And inside,
hide your key?
in the side of the bag was a turkey.
No.
We're going to start putting alarms on
I'm
his.
pulling your leg.
We're gonna
Hey,
start
let's
putting
get
alarms
serious,
on his
Colonel Ballard.
doors.
No
First
kidding,
of all,
that's the truth.
thanks to the Ballard family for the
Super
Christmas.
sweet.
That was very nice of you. Well, how do you prepare for this kind of winter blizzard. They're not using the word blizzard, are they? And I felt
They called it the Winter Storm America.
Okay.
That's what Kyle called it, isn't it?
I heard it was Bellamy.
Oh, Bellamy.
What happened to the word blizzard? I thought we had a blizzard. But no one ever said that. Well, anyway, back to 180 seconds.
Are you de-icing the planes as we?
Before you fly them, you will, yeah.
And what exactly is de-icing?
Well, you have de-ice and you have anti-ice.
Oh,
so
okay.
Before you take,
if you mess
start
that up,
the aircraft,
it won't fly.
Yeah, it just falls out of the sky.
Right, it just
Now
drops.
you de-ice it, so you can put some fluid on the aircraft. It'll get the ice off of it, and there's different stages of that. If it's continuing to come down. Before you take off, you can put a fluid on there that when you're going down the runway, kind of spreads across the wing. So
Is it
the ice
like a
can stick to it.
what is it, like a Rain-X?
Almost like a gel.
Really?
Yep, very thick fluid. And then you have anti-ice, so when you're flying, say you're getting ready to go in between a cloud or into a cloud, so you're clear sky, going to a cloud, and ice, you turn that on. So you turn the heat on the engines, the leading edge of the wings, and then that would keep the ice from grabbing to it. Yep, they'll heat up, they'll bleed air, essentially, or electric. Yep.
Can't you do that on the ground instead of the gel? Just turn on your de-icers?
You can a little bit, but usually there's limitations for how hot it is because you need that ambient air coming across the wings to cool it off so it doesn't overheat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, will it bring a plane down?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it'll stall the aircraft because basically, the wings are designed to generate lift, and whenever the ice covers that, you get rid of the lift. So yeah, that's what make the aircraft
And that's
stall.
called falling. If the lift's in there, it's called falling.
Falling and crashing.
Yeah.
Falling
Do
and
you have
crashing.
any instruments that indicate the temperature of the wing, or do you do it strictly by observation?
You do both. Yeah, there's ice detectors in there in the wings. You have pitot tube tells you the airspeed.
sorry?
Yep, pitot tubes. Yeah, tells you the speed of the aircraft. Yeah, but it tells you the temperature.
Yeah. Well, overall, at the base, what takes place when you have a blizzard like this? Do you hunker down, or are there certain things that you have to do to protect the planes and
gotta plow the
personnel?
runway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the planes are designed in any kind of weather. They can fly no problem. So sitting on the ramp, they're generally fine. The only thing that would affect them really is if you're going to if the winds are coming through, you want to moor them to the ground, tie them down, keep them from moving around and damaging the flight controls.
That's the personnel?
What's that?
No, it's not the personnel you tie down. No.
Depends on who it is. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I'm so glad you said that, not me.
Oh, there's this one.
You're late the third time this week.
Get out under the plane.
Get a little mouthy.
You know, the thing I was wondering about, when you get to the end of the runway to take off, and you rev the engines up, is there any chance that it's like a car, the wheels might on the plane start spinning? Does that ever happen?
I can't say that's happened before. No, because the wheels aren't turning like a car, like hit the gas pedal. It's the props that are
the
turning.
wheels on the bus go round and round.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they do it
Established
on
that
the
a couple weeks ago.
airplane?
Yeah.
Bunch of aviation experts in here. Glad to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You're not driving the wheels. You're not driving. The wheels aren't
Push comes
driven.
from the engines. On
The engine and the
but,
lift and
there's
the
no
power and
wheel
the thing.
round.
Yeah.
Colonel
Like,
Ballard's going to laugh all the way to the
Trails
airport. I
and-
just
yeah.
left some of the dumbest people I've met on this show. We're going to give you a break from this intellectual conversation.
You did start this with "Let's get serious." I do remember you saying that.
I didn't mean when. Maybe it's 9:05. Anyway, let's get into the news, brought to you by Bob Manning. Bob is Senior Vice President Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley here in Peoria. For all your investment needs, you can reach out to Bob. He's available 309-671-4653. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. A personal note. Bob every year gives his clients a Christmas gift. Do you remember? We talked about this last year, and it came last week. And what do you think it was? And it's a company that you don't know a lot about, but he introduced me to it, and we drove out to that nearby city and visited the company and bought some of the product.
A box of chocolates from Monunk Chocolate.
Exactly right.
Oh, really?
And if you haven't ever tried it, this is a free plug. Monunk Chocolate Company in Monunk, Illinois, has a variety of candy that beats the pants off of Fannie Mae.
Really? I
That's
didn't know there was a place in Ballard.
A lot of people don't know,
Yeah.
but it is absolutely wonderful. Anyway, let's get into the news with Terry.
East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find other temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage. Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 last Wednesday morning at 1210 North Perry on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within 10 minutes, but found the body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries. An investigation is underway. The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park Pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. In national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others. The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident. Last week, various media stories had been covering a multi-million, maybe multi-billion fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somalia refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum. And those are the headlines, Roger.
And now a check of the weather brought to you this morning by Spoon River Home Health. Bridging the gap in healthcare since 1993, Spoon River Home Health, they've been caring for people of all ages in their homes where recovery and healing faster and more comfortable. Learn more at 309-245-0723. The folks at Spoon River Home Health Services brings you the weather.
More snow today and tonight. Roger, 28 today, overnight low 15. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 25, 19 for a low. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, 35, but the winds are going to be about 23 miles an hour. Thursday, 13, 1 below in the evening.
That's cold.
Yeah, right now, it's 21 at the wazoo.
And if you're just joining us, we're talking with the commanding officer of the 182nd Airlift Wing, Colonel Rusty Ballard. When you have a winter storm like we had, are there certain things, protocols that go into effect at the base, Colonel Ballard?
Well, you have a civil engineer team goes around, gets their base ready. If we have to relieve people a little bit earlier in the day if snow comes through so they can get the work done, we'll do that. We have flights getting ready to go out. They'll go out there, clear the ramp and the aircraft and so forth, so those flights can be generated.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs, plenty of earmuffs, gloves, mittens.
Now, do you do, I remember when I was stationed outside of Frankfurt in Herx, Germany, we actually decorated we didn't have a base as large as what you have. Do you do any holiday
You
decorating
put up a
at the
tree?
base?
Yeah, the individual sections do theirs, and we have a Christmas tree decorating contest per organization on base. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
really?
pretty competitive, and then the winners announced at the Christmas party for the
So
for the
give us an
base.
example. What would win? What kind of?
They get pretty creative. They have a little bit of everything. I think
kind of ornament, right?
whatever you want to do, like the comm
really?
section, the IT folks. They had last year a bunch of computer screens built to the shape of a Christmas tree.
Well,
and
those IT
had
people
different.
are
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Yeah, the medical got pretty creative as well. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the prize? When they you announce the winners? Do they
Can't
get
remember what they. I don't know if it's just
3-day
bragging
pass?
rights. I can't remember what it is.
Airplane
Yeah.
ride. Get to go for an airplane ride.
Yeah. Free airplane ride. Actually, we did that at Methodist. We had competition on the nursing units, and you're right. The employee, leave it up to them, and we had different categories. Funniest. Display, most creative, most artistic, most religious, and so
how
forth.
come we don't do something here? We don't. How come you haven't implemented that for the Roger Monroe studio?
Well, that's coming up.
Okay, all right.
We'll announce it on the contest. Will begin on the
January?
24th.
January
Of December.
1st.
Yeah. So again, it's a good example that the 182nd is a city within a city, for that matter. Yeah. You know, when you talk about the 182nd and the variety of jobs and opportunities, I had someone ask me if you went in with the idea you want to do a certain thing. Let's say become a pilot, and it becomes obvious that you can't. Do you have people that say, you know what, I was hoping this is what I want to do, but can I switch professions?
Yeah. Sometimes people get in with an idea what they want to do, just like you said, and they don't have the correct test scores. So you have to have a certain test score to qualify for a certain occupation you want to do. So
Too dumb to fly a plane is what you're trying to say.
Too dumb. That's what we tell them.
Reminding me why I didn't go.
That wasn't exactly academic language.
Well, I mean, let's call a spade here. You can't-
Maybe you're too smart
we
to
don't
fly a
want you
plane.
crashing a plane.
Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Is that
that's true.
possible to be too smart?
I've not met any of those people yet, so yeah, no, we're not there.
Certainly not in this room.
This room
Other than Terry, let's make sure she's not a part of this cabal of intellectual deficiency and so
Yeah, those
forth.
people, they get opportunities to retrain. If they do their job, if they do their job for a few years, like, this just isn't what I want to do, they can retest and go to another job, which I'd prefer them to do as opposed to getting out of the military at the end of their enlistment. I went to school to be something in finance. I'd rather do something over there instead of maybe work on a plane or vice versa.
What's the biggest job that people sign up for besides wanting to fly an airplane?
They're all over the place.
Really?
There's so many different jobs out there. It basically, a lot of it goes with the need and if there's a bonus or what's going on out there. We have what's called 2T2, so people that load the airplanes, unload the airplanes. That's a big thing for younger people getting in right now.
Really?
Security forces, people want to be a cop, get a badge, get a weapon. That's a big dream of them. They want to do it on the outside. Firefighter, they do that, and they get a lot of their certifications when they come in, and that translates right over to civilian department if they want to do that and still maintain their certifications with us.
What kind of guns do you guys get?
They
I'm just kind of curious.
whatever you want.
You don't call them guns. Weapons. Yeah.
Firearm.
Yeah.
What kind of
That's
firearm?
the first thing I learned at basic training. Don't call your M1 a gun. One is for shooting,
One
and
is for-
I won't finish.
Okay, I
Okay,
got
you
it.
remember
Remember
the saying for that. What's as someone who did not do well on tests, are
you talking about me now?
No, I'm talking about.
Jeez.
Pretty direct, isn't he?
Right there.
Wow.
Right in your face.
Wow.
Terry. Glad he was looking at you.
Do you pay a lot of attention to the tests? Because some people don't do well on tests.
Yeah, well, they may not do them on tests, but when you train them, you have a test for 2 years straight. So if you want to be a pilot, you have to. You can't.
Well,
We're not going to test,
obviously.
but we like you. We're going to give you a chance at this.
Yeah.
And they have to take tests every week for 2 years.
We're going to let you fly this multi-billion-dollar plane and hope you get it. Okay, pal?
Good luck.
Yeah, it's very comprehensive. It goes with tests, it goes with interview skills, it goes reputation, it goes recommendations, it goes for a complete application package. There's tests you have to take, so it's it takes a long time to get to that point where actually you're interviewing till we make a choice.
Yeah. What are the critical needs right now, or the greatest need at jobs at the 182nd?
I would say there's nothing we're really hurting for. Last
Really?
year, a year ago, we were hurting in a lot of different places.
And then, so have you gotten rid of the bonuses then?
No, I thought they may, but they didn't. They expanded them even more so.
Really?
So you look at all the police on base, we only have very few openings right now.
Like what? What's open right now?
I couldn't tell you right off because there's 84 different jobs out there, but and it's not that we're hurting anything. It could be there's a vacancy that somebody, hey, I'm going to retire, so just making it through the system. Okay, well, now we have a vacancy. Let's recruit to that. So
How many people are on work there?
out of all the employees, it's roughly around 1,200 right now, and that fluctuates.
Here in town?
At the base,
At
yeah.
the base,
yeah, the majority are part-time.
And out of that 1,200, how many of them are pilots? How many of them get to actually fly the...
Roughly 40.
40, really? Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
I thought when you asked him how many people work there, he was going to say about half. But
and my answer was even less than half.
Yeah, I remember when Mike Dentino was working at Caterpillar. I said, "How many people work at Caterpillar?" He said about half. That was a pretty good line. So you're not on a big recruitment drive right now.
No, we're always on it. We want to get to 100% effective manning is what it's called. So all the positions are recruited to. So you could, like, we'll hire people, say if we have 100% of the cops hired, we'll still hire over that. If somebody wants to come in, we'll over-hire on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we will. We can do it to a certain extent. Yeah.
You know, one thing we haven't talked about, and you may not want to talk about, but what does a new recruit, 182nd Airlift Wing, average income?
I couldn't even tell you.
Okay.
The average income?
Well,
I don't know.
Like if somebody says, you know, I'd like to join, but I don't know whether they pay enough. What would you say?
Yeah, well, don't look just at the pay. Look at, the job skill, the training, the free college, and the bonus. Like right now, there's a bonus, which is, you can get in. I'd say most can get $50,000, and that'll be paid out over 5 years, so $10,000 a year. Yeah.
Okay, see you later.
What time does the doors open?
Like I said, we
What's
do have
the age limit?
Hey, I did say we have standards out there. Yeah, so don't rush. All right, just stay where you're at.
Dang, that's that S word again.
Unlike this show, you have standards, don't you?
Let me give you a test real quick.
I said this, multiple times. I think young people ought to really look seriously at the armed services, the military, because the pay is good. I mean, you have a secure job for as long as you want. Is there a mandatory retirement age with the Air Guard?
59 and a half, basically 60. Yeah, and you can even waive that at some extent. We have people going out with nearly 40 years. It's a lot of organizations I see. I was in the Army Guard for many years. You basically, you try to get your 20 to get out. Here, it's like people don't want to leave. They do enjoy it.
Wow. Yeah.
And then,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say every year, like I had the numbers ran the other day, we lose about 1,000 years of experience per year in retirement. People having 30 to 35 years of experience, and a bunch of them get out every year. It's a big turnover.
I think when you said the waiver, I had a different interpretation when I left Methodist. They waved as I went out the door. It was a friendly. It was a friendly, type of thing. But I enjoyed it, and still am to this day, for that matter. And the story you tell about becoming a pilot is still heartwarming. You want to remind our listeners about how you
Well, I wasn't the best in school either, so it was, I think...
You did poorly on tests?
I wouldn't say I did poorly, I just didn't try. I think that's more, enough just to get me to play sports. It wasn't that I didn't care, just it wasn't a priority until I got to college, like, okay, I could play sports in college, but I think I'm done with that. I'm just going to work on academics. So I kind of pushed it really hard in college, and when I decided where I want to go, taking the test, I made the minimum at least, and then just showed some determination, stood out a little bit, so I got the opportunities.
Yeah, it is just amazing. Like I say, I've had the opportunity visit the 182nd, all the people, and one thing that you pick up, and I'm sure we did. You haven't had the opportunity yet, but the rest of us have been out there. Morale seems to be very, very high. What things do you do to ensure that people are as happy and satisfied as they possibly can?
You know, it's not, morale's not something we chase. You know, you're just trying to maintain a certain standard for everybody and hold people accountable, remind people this is a good place or good things happening here. And, you know, all the uncertainty in the world, people still look for certainty in their military, and you're part of it. So show up, ready to go. Take advantage of what you have here. Take advantage of the people you're around. And, you know, someday these are going to be the good old days. You're going to look back on these days and talk about how good it is, and take advantage of that right now. You have good people here, people that care about you. Let's make it all happen. And a lot of people take advantage of it.
Yeah. What are the different places that you have some people that are there now from the 182nd, or is everybody back home now?
I think most people are home. We had a bunch of people come back from deployment in November, so they were all over the world. They came back for 180 days deployed, and now we're preparing the next wave of that for April for people to go out on deployments all over the world.
Yeah, like where? Where are some of your
Middle
personnel?
East, Africa, Europe, some in Asia, so a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when they're in Asia, when they're in Europe, what kind of jobs are they doing? What are they doing there?
Yeah, well, you know, we have military bases all over the world. Different operations happen, and working with our allies, so they're doing whatever job skill they have. If they're working on computers, they're working on computers over there. If they're civil engineers, building buildings or runways or whatever it is, then that's what they're doing over there.
That's
so
amazing.
we have, I believe, we still have 2 people right now in Antarctica. They went to volunteer to
What
go
are they
down on the
doing?
ski mission.
I mean, you mentioned that before,
Yeah.
and it was fascinating about how they land and take off in Antarctica, and it's no small challenge, is it?
No, it's quite the challenge. Yeah,
Now, that's where the wheels go round and round.
Well, actually, they don't, Roger.
because
They're
they have
on,
the
they're on
skis.
skis. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Good catch. Good catch. So, yeah, they're down there working with the National Science Foundation. The 109th out of Schenectady, New York, is the only guard unit, only C-130 unit with skis on the aircraft. And so in the summer, they practice in Greenland. In the winter months, they go down to Antarctica, operate out of New Zealand and Antarctica. They go down there, and the National Science Foundation bores these large cores out of the ground. They put them on an aircraft, and they fly them off to get tested, and they look at, you know, environmental factors and whatever they're going to do. And
They ever
that's
find fish in any of them?
maybe frozen fish
Yeah.
could possibly be in there. Yeah, it's possible. Polar bears, penguins, I don't know.
Can these planes from Schenectady, can they, and they have skis, can they land on land with the skis?
Not with skis. So there's a control in there. You can put down the wheels or the ski.
Oh.
Actually, the wheels go down with the ski, or you can leave the ski up and just put the wheels down.
Yeah, but couldn't they, with skis, they could probably land on a grassy field, couldn't they?
Let's give it a shot. Let's maybe.
You give it a shot.
That's not what I want to hear a pilot say.
I love that.
Plane.
Well, let's try it.
Let's try it.
Oh, never did that before. Let's do it.
We've never landed in Ingersoll Airport in Canton. Let's give it a shot.
What the hell? Let's try it. It's not my plane. I didn't pay for it.
Well,
Taxpayer, maybe you did.
of all the places you've gone, what's your favorite?
I always held Germany for such a high regard, and then back in September, I spent 3 weeks in Poland.
In Poland, yeah.
Whew, that was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
The people, the food, cleanliness, it was just a wonderful visit.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you have the opportunity to kind of integrate into the community. Do you ever change clothes and wear civvies instead of your uniform?
Usually, that's exactly what I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
You land, and usually you change on the
Yeah.
plane, and you're just only in civilian clothes.
And did you find it true that Americans stick out like a sore thumb in, even though Germany and Poland and some of the other European countries have really been westernized, we still stand out.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, all over the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stand out, regardless if you try to be, wear subdued clothing and not say much. People
You know,
know it's obvious.
I say in the Middle East, if you wore a tent, you could probably get passed for a native.
A burqa.
I'm not following you there. Tent.
Well, I mean, they wear these
Okay.
big clothes like, who was it, the Prince of Saudi Arabia or I don't know, Chillicothe, whatever the case may be. They had on these big clothing. Did you notice that he kept reaching in?
With big robes, and then they have a
And the turbans.
Yeah. If you wore things like that and grow beard, you could probably pass.
Probably fit it in. Yeah, a little bit.
What was your favorite meal in Germany and your favorite in Poland?
I probably say
Wiener Schna-
absolutely. The
yeah,
schnitzel
Wiener
in
Schnitzel,
Germany,
yeah.
absolutely my favorite. Probably in Poland was there's a rye soup. And the rice soup was fantastic. And the rice soup, it's got sausage, potatoes, and boiled eggs in it.
Boiled eggs?
Oh my goodness, my mouth's watered just thinking about it.
Just thinking about it.
Rice soup.
Now, where'd you buy that? Steak and Shake?
Yeah, just went to the local Steak and Shake in Poland. Mom and pop place.
Yeah.
Pierogies are big.
Yeah, it is true that the Europeans, by and large, there are exceptions, are very hospitable to Americans. By and large, I've had more than one bad experience, but I'm going back to 1957, 58, where things were a little closer to the end of World War II. Today, I mean, they see our movies, they eat our food. I'm sure whether you were in Germany or Poland, some of the national franchises like McDonald's are in some of the cities that you visited, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did you make a comparison, say, you know what, I'm going to try a McDonald's burger in Warsaw, whatever the case may be, and could you tell the difference? Did you ever, or did you say, I'm not going to eat at a McDonald's, I'm in Germany, for crying out loud, I'm going to eat German food or Polish food?
No, I get my fill of the local food. There's no doubt about that, but there's times when you walk and you put 10 miles at your feet, I just need something quick. Because a lot of those places you have to sit down, it takes you forever to get the food, or you can't get the bill and leave, and you have a plan to do something, which is great. I love that too. But every once in a while, like my daughter, when she travels with me, she has to get a chicken nugget after we walk all day and look at stuff. I'm like, all right, well, let's go get it, get a soda. And
Well, they have a beer. They have beer at the McDonald's too, don't they?
I don't. Maybe they do. I
never heard of that.
There's no drinking age?
I don't think they serve alcohol.
Well, I don't know. My kids were over there. They went.
Well, they would know. Is that what they told you?
That's what they told me, I think. Yeah, that they could, because they could drink beer. You could get a Happy Meal and a beer. There's no drinking age.
Well, let's put the happy in meal.
A large beer back there, Tommy?
Yeah. Now, I assume that you're a beer drinker, and when you were in Germany...
What makes you say that, Roger?
Well, I know
you're a pilot.
the slits of your eyes this morning.
Got to get over those nerves somehow.
Your bloodshot eyes kind of gave me an idea of what it might have been. No.
Yes, I do like beer.
Yeah. And what typically did you order? Heineken? Or what did you order in Germany?
I try something different every time I'm over there. So it's...
And the alcohol content is much higher than American, isn't it?
Yeah, no preservatives, so you feel it. Yep.
Wow, a lot easier to fly over there, huh?
Without a plane. You don't even need a plane.
Autopilot's definitely a requirement over there.
Yeah, for that matter. Well, it's always a pleasure talking with you, Colonel Ballard, particularly when you bring in such a delightful...
Your wife made all this?
Wow. Yeah, I don't want you guys to wither away. These holidays coming up quick.
Yeah, right.
So. That is absolutely... Does your wife do a lot of cooking for the family during the holidays?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, she does. I usually like to cook, and she likes to do the baking and the sweets and all that kind of stuff. Yep.
Yeah. So you're one of these guys that likes to throw a steak on the grill or... hamburger or whatever.
Yeah, I love everything. Anywhere I travel, I like to get an idea, and then when the holidays come, then I like to try it out and let kids try it out.
Well, a little reminder, tell everybody if they're interested or they have a son or a daughter or a grandson, granddaughter, whatever, or a relative or a friend, how do they learn more about becoming a part of the 182nd?
Yeah, it's 182nd Airlift Wing or the Peoria Air National Guard. They'll both get you to the right place. It's the best decision of my life, and 33 years later, I'm still doing it. So definitely enjoy it.
Yeah. And you intend to continue doing it until they say, well, it's time to retire.
Yeah, hopefully I see that clue when they're giving it to me.
Yeah.
When they're waving at me, Roger.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for coming in this morning. God bless you.
Merry Christmas. I won't be here for a while. I'm actually going down to C-130J training, so I'll be down in Little Rock for months to try to figure out how to fly new airplanes.
The new one.
Cool.
Yeah. When do you expect delivery?
We're looking at about October of next year. It's pushed back. There's some delays in some of the stuff they're adding to the plane, so the production is a little bit delayed. But no, as expected, I should say.
You know, I think the last time you were here, I was talking about one of the major networks showed the airfield, and you talked about it, and maybe you can give more details about where they take the planes when they're out of service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where is that? And
the boneyard.
I mean,
the boneyard in Arizona, down there, Tucson, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. Just thousands of acres of old airplanes that are parked beak to beak, if you will, wing to wing, and they're just tucked in there.
It's just unbelievable.
It's beautiful. It's really cool to look out in the desert and see just all the history of those planes sitting out in the desert.
And you also wonder, do they go there and take certain parts out of the plane for use in planes that need replacing?
Yeah, to some extent they'll do that. Like we had propeller issues with our C-130s a while ago, so that was one of the places that went and got the propellers off of the aircraft, put on operational. So a lot of the stuff's out there so it doesn't corrode, and they put different chemicals in there so it won't rot, and so it'd still be usable. You have to check it just like you would the normal stuff, but it works.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, happy holidays. Good to see
Happy
everybody.
holidays. You
Yeah.
bet.
Bye-bye.
Colonel Russell Ballard, 182nd Airlift Wing. Thank you.
Thanks.
And a pleasant good morning, everybody. It is a beautiful but a chilly Monday morning, the first day of December. I mean, I can't believe where has all the time gone as we begin a new month. And we begin with a check of the weather brought to you by your hometown community banks division of Morton Community Bank. 46 convenient, friendly hometown locations throughout central Illinois, providing a variety of financial services. Look for the Clock Tower, and you'll know they have time for you. Member FDIC.
Lots of snow, Roger.
Yeah.
More headed this way. Expect another 1 to 3 inches, adding to what we already have this afternoon and tonight. 28 tonight for a low, 28 today for a high. The overnight low will be just 15. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 25, 19 for the overnight low. Then Wednesday, 35 degrees, so it'd be like a heat wave. However, it's going to be 20-some mile an hour winds. So that's going to bring that wind chill factor to something. I'm sure it's going to be a little wet out there. So it's not good. You know, it's winter. It's winter.
It's winter's here.
Right.
Yes, it is.
Early
And
winter.
a little reminder, you know,
Yeah.
be careful because this is the time of the year when people fall,
Slip
break
and falls.
arms, legs. You just have to be sure-footed, and if you don't have to be out, don't be out. But the biggest danger, in my opinion, are the parking lots. Whether you pull in at a Walmart or a Kroger or a place like that. I pulled in a place, started to, and I thought, at this place, it happened to be Culver's over in Pekin. There was only one place that was icy, and I was beginning to pull into that. And I said, what am I doing? The reason I thought it was close to the door. Well, the other parking places were a little bit further, but no ice whatsoever. So you know what? To prove I'm not as dumb as I look,
Use your kidneys up here?
I use, yes, I do use
Dumb
my
as you
kidneys.
look.
Anyway, Advanced Medical Transport of Central Illinois bringing you our news at the top of the hour. In a time of sudden need, AMT will be there in a matter of minutes with the most skilled and advanced pre-hospital care possible. AMT dedicated to providing a better life through better health. With our lead story, Here's Terry Chamberlain.
Well, East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find other temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage.
Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 o'clock last Wednesday morning at 1200 block of North Perry on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within about 10 minutes, but they found a body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries. An investigation is underway.
The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park Pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. One wonders whether the school district has any plans to update and use the more modern pool at Woodruff High School that remains empty and unused.
You know a lot about this, and I know you have to leave here shortly, but John, you want to give your opinion about spending $3 million while the newer, more modern facility at Woodruff High School remains unused? I don't understand the logic or the lack of logic.
The only logic that they might have tied to this is if they begin to teach swimming again in the high schools. Then they've got the pool right there at the high school. That would leave Richwoods, Manual, and Peoria High all would have their own pools.
I see.
And they could teach there. Woodruff has nobody there except for the industrial arts. And they have a daycare down there as well. They have young.
So the ones that are down there, I don't mean to challenge you, don't need to learn to swim?
No, they just probably wouldn't offer them. They have them offered at their home schools.
I see, okay.
And except for the little ones, and they're not going to take.
Well, you don't know about
the
that,
pool,
but
I don't think. But,
okay.
But that would
So-
be the only thing I could think of, and
But
plus the fact
that makes sense.
I think-
Central would have its pool, although it's not inside the school
No.
like it is
It's
at
across the
Manual
street.
and Richwood. Yeah.
give you enough time, and I've made that walk a few times.
Yeah,
as a
I'm
student.
sure you have. Have you taken it with 21 degrees?
I've taken it with a lot less than that.
21
and,
below?
Actually, and when I had a head of hair, and by the time
that
we
may
leave,
have contributed to
it could
the-
have. By the time you leave the front doors of that pool and come into the side doors of the school, your hair's frozen.
Yeah,
Yes.
could have broke off.
Broke off several times.
Yeah,
Broke off, especially right here.
Yep,
in
just
the
right in the
top
middle.
section, right in the middle. But that
Okay.
that's. I honestly, I didn't know. If I thought at first they might buy it and raise it, and just make that,
An empty lot.
an empty lot, and
Yeah.
then own it. But I don't know. I'm glad to see they're renovating it. I'm glad to see, but I'd like to see them make more use of it during school days.
The question I have is, since both are taxpayer supported, why would the Park District not have the money?
Boy,
Well,
that's a pay grade above me.
It's
What
probably
they
what
want to spend.
what the money's called in the budget. Maybe they didn't. Maybe the school district has some money set aside called for repair or something, and the Park District doesn't have
$3
as much.
million?
I
It's
don't
called a contingency fund. I'm familiar with it, having been on the county board. It's just an interesting development. One tax-supported governmental unit can't afford it, another one can, which is interesting.
Yeah, and
Well,
who knows what other monies have been given to different entities by some of our elected officials.
oh, good,
Put it that
good
way.
political
Oh, that was
talk.
a nice way to say
That was, wasn't.
Very
You
political.
I
should.
don't think of another
yeah.
way I could say it other than just blurting out what sounds bad.
Well,
So I
well,
thought, well,
I
just-
prefer your blurting out.
Well, I'm no expert on. I'm an expert on blurting. I'm a very good blurter.
Yeah.
In fact, I've won awards, the blurter award. Yes. Yeah.
The number one blurter in
Yes,
Peoria.
blurter
Ladies and
101,
gentlemen, with
102,
sports,
perhaps.
here's John Meisinger.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the news.
Well, Raj, in the national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others.
How many?
11 others.
Okay.
The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. They know who this guy is, right? They got a name.
Yes, I believe
They
it.
have to have a name. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident, so the public probably doesn't have to worry, but they want this guy. They'll find him.
Another shooting incident took place on Black Friday at a shopping mall in San Jose, California. 3 people were injured. All are expected to recover. No word on who or what motivated the shooting.
Last week, various media stories have been covering a multi-million, well, maybe $1 billion fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somalia refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. Some employees say they told Walz of the fraud whereby people were filing false claims and sending millions of dollars to relatives still living in Somalia. The employees who reported the wrongdoing were threatened with firing by Mr. Walz.
The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum. And that's the news, Roger.
And now, WCBU.
Okay.
And now,
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm John Norton. Peoria police are investigating the death of a man found dead in a garage as a homicide. Peoria coroner Jamie Harwood says an autopsy identified the victim of last Wednesday's fire as 68-year-old Jimmy L. Steele. His body was found in an alley behind a residence in the 1200 block of Northeast Perry Street in the North Valley. Harwood says autopsy results show Steele suffered strangulation and multiple blunt and sharp force injuries. The Pekin City Council has approved the results of a salary study that recommends pay ranges for city employees. The goal of the study was to help the city maintain good employees by offering them salaries comparable with communities similar to Pekin. Councilmember Peg Phillips says that's crucial for city operations.
If we want to have our staff be the highest quality staff we can attract, we at least have to have our rates within the market of our competitors.
The vote to approve the study was 4-3. Salary increases can only be offered if they're within the department's budget, and substantial raises must be approved by the council. A second person has been arrested in connection with a fatal shooting at a Peoria apartment complex. Peoria police say 23-year-old Reginald Flemister Tolson was taken into custody for home invasion and weapons charges. Police say detectives identified him at a residence in a Lexington Hills apartment where 17-year-old Matthew Day was shot and killed on November 22nd. The Peoria County State's Attorney's Office have also charged a 17-year-old male in connection to the shooting. Prosecutors said the teens were participating in a planned home invasion. In Central Illinois, Congressman Eric Sorensen is calling on Congress to vote soon to extend Obamacare subsidies to keep health care premiums from skyrocketing.
It is 100% essential that we stand up because we're going to have too many people in our community that are going to fall through the cracks and they're going to end up in the emergency department. And that is not health care.
The fight over the extension of the health care subsidies was a key factor in the longest government shutdown in history. I'm John Norton, WCBU News.
You know, I've never heard a politician call an emergency room not health care. I mean, how did the former weatherman conclude that emergency room is not health care? It is health care. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's not get political, Roger. Let's get into sports. And with the latest, ladies and gentlemen, John Meisinger. And he knows sports. He's a former swimming coach. You also, were you not an assistant football coach?
I was.
As well. Any other sports that you dabbled with, you might say?
No, but I've announced more sports than you guys.
Yeah, you were a PA announcer, weren't you?
I did a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
including boxing.
I didn't know.
Really?
Boxing? Was that a
Boxing,
class in high school?
No. This was since
That's on a playground.
No,
Yeah.
Nope.
No, where did you
boxing
do
down at
boxing?
Spalding Institute.
No.
At the gym when the Golden Glovers were there, boxing people from prison.
No
so
kidding.
they had the prisoners there, and they had the guards with the guns at the
I
corner.
did not
Yeah,
know
it was
that.
really,
What year
interesting.
are we talking about?
In the late 70s, probably.
I'll be doggone.
Yeah.
I remember we had Golden Glove matches on Saturday night on South Madison in front of the Peoria Journal-Star building near where the Paramarquette Hotel was located.
I've heard stories of those, but that's
I
all know.
think my cousin was a Golden Glove champ, Jerry Lisenby.
Oh, Jerry.
Jerry was?
I think he was a Golden Glove champ.
I know he ran a hardware store. I didn't know he was a.
It was his
Golden
father.
Glove.
A skydiver.
Father-in-law.
Was he not?
He's good.
Royce.
It's a great one time. It was a great story.
That
too.
was a great story.
Royce used to box, and he said he got knocked down so much they started selling advertisers on the soles of their shoes.
Well, I enjoy doing all the announcing that I've been able to do. So it's been fun.
It is a fun. I used to do games at Peoria Stadium, and one of the officials didn't have a yellow flag. He had one that was either red or pink, and he threw the flag, and I said, "We have a pink hanky on the play," on the last play.
Did he,
I think that was the last game they let me do.
Did you get like the catwalk up there?
Oh,
in the
listen,
stadium?
that was, we should have gotten flight pay for that. That was a spooky
Yeah, it
way.
is
Seriously.
it's
One
a-
railing.
It's a 2x8.
Is that what
yeah,
it was?
you walked across a 2x8 with it had railings on this. On
Well,
one
when I
side.
did, they only had it one side.
Okay.
Oh, my.
But it's basically, I
it
think that
was-
they put
it was
another one
dangerous.
next to it finally.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Were you a color guy? Is that what you?
No, no. The
No.
public address announcer announced starting lineups, did who tackled, maybe
got a
who
tackle,
ran the
yeah,
ball,
things
and
like
so
that.
forth.
You had a
But-
spotter that would help you figure out who made tackles and things
Yeah.
like that.
I actually did a couple of Bradley games at the stadium in addition to Woodruff games. And I remember when I got recruited to do the PA for high school games, and I saw how you got there, I said, "Do you pay flight pay for this?"
A little scary.
Because I said I didn't know I was working without a net, because there was no net. It was
wow.
it was a spooky way to
Was
get
that
there.
Peoria Stadium?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh.
I'm sure they
I'm
fixed
sure
that.
I'm sure it
OSHA.
wasn't much better
OSHA.
when Jim Bixby and I were
Really?
calling a game. Probably right after COVID.
Really?
And yeah, we were up there, and it was hard enough for Jim to get up there at that
Yeah.
time. But walking across, it's a lot better than it used to be.
Well,
but you're still up there pretty high.
It still was a risk.
I used to go out when I coached. I'd sit on the roof and watch
You're
the game.
kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, that was actually more fun than being in the box. But
Well,
it
more
depends on the
dangerous.
weather.
Yeah,
Well,
I
if
was
you
gonna
sat
say.
down, you were okay. But you can, from that vantage point, I'm not telling you anything because you've been up there. You can hear what the coaches and everybody is saying down on the field.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be cool.
It just kind of all comes.
You know, I've always wanted to see. You've
Well,
seen
that makes it a little spicy, isn't
it
it?
is really spicy.
Wow. Well, pass the Tums.
On TV, they'll have somebody mic'd up. You'll see that every once in a while. I would love to see all the coaches that are up in the boxes that are really calling a lot of the plays.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to see a game like that mic'd up. Not while it's going on. That wouldn't be fair for the
that
other
would
team
be
to
a
play.
lot.
But I would love to see that.
Yeah,
Tell me why you'd like to see
Yeah,
it.
right. Yeah.
There's no way you're going to read some lips.
That's right.
They hide their lips.
F-16
Yeah.
on 3.
But I would love to see the behind the scenes and all that coaching that goes on up in the boxes and stuff. I
Well,
think that'd
we'll
be
see if we
interesting.
can arrange it.
Yeah.
Let's arrange for him to get up on
I'm all for it.
I would do it.
the Peoria Stadium.
Yeah, I'm not. Heights don't bother me at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sure that there would be some schools that would love to have you announce
yeah.
some games.
Really?
Yeah.
And we could talk to Colonel Ballard and get you a parachute in case you needed to use
In
it.
case you fell over the
Yeah,
edge.
yeah.
I got to do this because I got to get out of here.
Where you going?
Yeah.
I'm going to work.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
See, he's wearing this county.
Well, I want to ask you
uniform.
about that football thing, so leave me time before you leave.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I want to
you
ask
can
you.
ask me. I don't know anything about it.
You want to do it now?
That's
no,
fine.
No, let him do his sports. And then-
Yeah, but let's let Roger make the call. It's his show.
It is his show. Why don't we consult with Roger?
Let's ask Roger.
Okay, that's a good idea. It
thanks.
does belong.
Thanks.
We got Terry's approval. We just need Roger.
Yeah, as the last
move ahead.
as the last resort, let me know, okay?
All right, well, remind me, Roger. I would like
Okay.
to ask.
Well, the Bradley Braves earned a 74-64 victory over the Liberty Flames in a third-place game of Terry's Chocolate ESPN Events Invitational. We heard a lot from Dr. Gene Sidler on how well they played. The Braves had a 3-2 lead with 19-19, and that was the closest the contest ever got for the Flames. In the end, the Braves handed Liberty just their second loss on the season. They play again tomorrow, Braves do, at where they face the Washington State Cougars at Carver Arena, 7 p.m. Bradley women's basketball split their weekend trip to Fort Myers tip-off, falling to the University of Missouri 73-66 on Friday, but then rebounded on Saturday to defeat Abilene Christian University 80-74. Bradley will wrap up their road trip on Wednesday when they face the University of Nebraska at 7 p.m. And other college basketball over the weekend, UConn over Illinois 74-61. ISU beat Furman 72-65. Drake over Georgia Tech 84-74, and it was Southern Illinois 74 and Little Rock 65. In the NFL, the only team that entered Week 13 with a better record than one-score games than the Chicago Bears was the Philadelphia Eagles, who were tied with the Broncos for the most one-score wins in the NFL. So naturally, this pivotal NFC showdown ended in a relatively close fashion, with the Bears beating the Eagles 24-15 to record their fifth straight win in their march to the Super Bowl this year. Next week, the Bears head to Green Bay to test their NFC rival in a game that will decide who leads the North at the end of the day. In other games, the Seahawks clobbered the Vikings 26-0. The Texans over the Colts 20-16. The Bills over the Steelers 26-7. And Aaron Rodgers had a bad nose. That's all I can say. He got hurt. Doesn't look good. Every time they showed his picture, his nose looked a little bit bigger. It did, and a little bloodier. Tonight, the Patriots and the Giants on Monday Night Football at 7:15 on ABC. Over the weekend, Illinois beat Northwestern 20-13 at a snowy game on Saturday. I don't know why they played the game. We talked about that a little bit before.
That was
the
kind of
game.
silly.
But they played well enough to win, and now they're just waiting for
A bowl bid,
bowl
yeah.
bid. So we'll see what happens there. As long as it's not the world-famous toilet bowl. The Peoria Rivermen ended a 7-game losing streak against Evansville Thunderbolts that date back to February of last season on Saturday night. The Rivermen, buoyed by their goaltender Nick Latonovich, that's easy for you to say, edged out Evansville 4-3 at Carver Arena to force a weekend split. The Rivermen will travel to Fayetteville for 3 games starting on Thursday at 6 p.m. And high school boys basketball over the weekend. Richwoods beat Freeport 87-75. Victory Christian over Morton 62-48. And Victory Christian is not an Illinois school. Peoria Notre Dame over Earlville 65-34. I don't know if they are or not. Peoria High beat Pasadena, the one from California. California.
Easy for you to say.
That 72-55 was the score. Dunlap beat Kingsville 71-55. Manual over Champaign Central 65-39. And Pasadena then turned around, decided we're not traveling all this way just to get beat every game, so they beat Metamora 66-59. And Roger, that's sports.
All right, now you had a question for.
Yeah, there's a controversy or urban legend or something going around now. The center for the Chicago Bears, before the Bears, who won the Super Bowl last year?
Philadelphia, I think.
I think he was the center for the Eagles. Before that, he was a center for the Chiefs. So the last 3 teams this guy was a center for have gone on and won the Super Bowl. He's now the center for the Chicago Bears. So he's supposedly,
Interesting.
he's the it guy now.
He's the magic charm.
He's the magic
I hope they're
charm.
paying him well.
He's the it guy.
What's
So
his name, Puff?
I have no idea, and I
Puff
don't
is
even
the
know if
man.
that's true. Somebody told me that yesterday, that this guy was
Well,
center for the last
if
three
it's on the
Super Bowl
internet,
champs.
it's true.
Yeah.
Well, you get enough of quarterback's hands there, you'd be.
Yeah, everybody's
go to another
had their
team
hands on this
every
guy's
year.
tush.
Yeah.
And it's been a lucky charm for him.
Yeah. All right, John, thank you very much. We'll be in touch as always. On the line, we have Kyle Varnold, Mr. Weather. Good morning, Kyle.
The radio on the way out.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning, Roger, friends. How are we this December 1st?
Well, he's so happy.
Yeah,
He's so happy.
he sounds like he's cold, too. Are you cold?
This is his weather.
This is my weather. Speaking of weather, happy meteorological first day of winter. Yay.
Not a lot of enthusiasm there, but boy, did we have...
Roger, this is your cue for your $5 soundboard to do the clapping now this time. You had it last week, but here you go. If you could just add some clapping, some applause, some cheers.
No, see, we do it when you least expect it, for that matter.
All right.
Hey, can you give us some snow totals in the area? Do you have that handy? Like, well, how many inches did Washington get? How many Peoria, I think?
Washington, we got... Yeah, no. I'm glad you asked that. So the storm did happen, which we talked about all last week and up on Wednesday, and I made a bold prediction of 6 to 7 inches, which my son got a kick out of, by the way, because apparently that 6-7 is a big thing. Because during the score last night of the NFL game at halftime, it was 6-7, and my son took a picture of it,
That's
and it
huge.
was blowing up with all his friends.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
6-7
God,
is
it's
huge,
insane.
right?
But, yeah, it is huge. But yeah, so we actually did. So my bold prediction was like 6-7 inches. And in my weather report, I was actually aiming higher totals, but I should have stuck with my gut because in my weather report, which I don't know if you had a chance to read, it was a bit long this time, but it always generally is with winter storms. I was saying maybe potentially between 6 and 10 inches because we were seeing a really good return on moisture content in the atmosphere, particularly the mid-levels of the atmosphere. So we thought the snowfall would be higher. Now, today's system, you want to talk about totals, sorry. So Washington, we got 8 inches. Bartonville, I saw a report out of Bartonville with 7.5, but then the airport officially did 5.1. So they're really close to each other. I don't know the variation between that. My folks out in Watauga got 8.5 inches. My brother in Bettendorf got 10 inches. A good friend from prayer group who was up in Galena and snowed in Galena celebrating his anniversary got 11.2 inches.
Wow.
But the big surprise was the I-72 corridor. So Springfield, Jacksonville, Chatham, Decatur, over to Charleston, they got 10 to 12 inches of snow.
Holy cow.
That was a really big surprise. Yes. They got a much better return because they saw even more moisture in the atmosphere, and they saw the rare phenomenon that we always clamor for but rarely happens, thunder snow.
What's that?
Thunder snow is a snow thunderstorm.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
So it's a very active low levels of the atmosphere, so it's essentially a thunderstorm genetic makeup, but it's cold enough that it's snow falling at the surface, but in the mid and upper levels, it's warm enough that it's actually a volatile thunderstorm, but it hits that cold air going down, and it changes over to snow, and we see very, very high snowfall rates with thunder snow. So much so, we saw 2 inches an hour down in Taylorville, down in Springfield, down in Hillsborough. It was incredible, some of the video I saw.
You know, my son, who is coaching at St. Joseph, Missouri, was debating when to leave, and we didn't think it was going to be much snow in that part of the state. How wrong we were.
Yes, no, exactly. No, and hopefully he got there safe. And as far as today, I hope everyone gets home safe.
How much snow are we going to get today? How much more snow?
That's a great question. I'm going to get to that, but I want to talk about the atmospheric setup. I know you don't care about this stuff, but I really am excited about this.
No, I care about it, but I think that, I do care about it. I just think
I don't put the cart before the horse, sir.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
How much snow? Anyway,
Yeah.
go
It
ahead.
means I'm not going to get the snowfall totals until I talk about.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
okay.
I'll shut up. Hurry up.
With all due respect. No. So anyway, we have a mid-level trough coming across the Mississippi Valley, and what we're looking at is, so it's a drier solution, but because the air is drier, we'll see higher snowfall rates, and we'll see a fluffier, powdery snow. So today, I think, especially after 1 o'clock, we'll see it on radar before we see it actually visible at the ground. So probably after about 1 o'clock, the snow will really start to visibly show up, and then I think 2, 3, maybe a couple of pockets of 4 inches by the time the night is over. By the time night's over, yeah, on top of what we already have.
It's kind of screwed up because we had some rain, and so we have some ice on top of snow. Now we're going to have snow on top of the ice.
Now, where did you have rain, sir? Because I wasn't familiar with any precipitation rain reports
Yeah.
in the Peoria area.
Well, we did, and as a matter of fact,
Do you know where? Do you know where specifically? Because what I think,
Tremont and some areas of Morton, I had ice on my drive.
well, you had ice on your drive because it was such a head water volume snow, and it compacted below the snow, and it formed ice. But there were no actual rain precipitation reports on Saturday.
There
At least
goes
north of
again.
Springfield.
It must be the medication.
Well, I just want to. I don't want to put a false narrative out there.
Yeah.
I mean, CNN's good at that as it is, so let's not do that with WHB.
I never watched that left wing channel. My goodness, give me more credit than that.
3 to 4 inches,
Well, but
maybe.
I'll bring tonight.
3 to 4 inches, maybe today. And then tonight, is it going to
2 to
continue to
3
snow tonight?
2 to 3 inches today and tonight. Maybe a few pockets of 4 inches.
Okay. And then tomorrow, what are we doing tomorrow?
Shoveling.
Tomorrow, they start things out. No, it's the truth. No, we'll see the clouds break up by the midday, and we'll actually see sunshine by the afternoon, which will be nice because that sunshine will melt whatever ice is on the blacktop and stuff. But but still, I can't emphasize enough. We are going to be in the cold for the next 10 to 14 days. We'll be right at or below freezing.
Yep.
So welcome to winter.
We should be in Florida. I'm telling you, we should
Yeah,
be in Florida.
welcome winter, indeed. And it's not a warm welcome, but it's a welcome nonetheless.
No, absolutely not. And that's the thing. And the models continue to show. I mean, we have a system. So Wednesday, we have a clipper system. It's going to come across late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. Maybe we'll get another inch out of that, inch or two. And then we're watching a storm. It's really interesting. It's going to pass to the south of us itself. But do we see a snow return this far north, depending on the track of that storm? We're keeping an eye on that this Friday and Saturday. So stay tuned for that. If anything comes of that, I might call in before Friday's live broadcast in the studio. But
please, that's an exclusive here with Mr. Weather, Kyle Varnold, and he knows weather, eats, sleeps, and drinks water and weather.
No, Winter Storm America was a fun one. That was a great introduction to winter. And then people wonder about Winter Storm America. That's what I called it in my weather report, because my weather report was called Make Winter Great Again.
Yeah. You know, I think that's great. And you also need how can people access your daily weather reports? Because you're spot on, and you have a college degree in meteorology to prove it.
I thank you, sir. It's not daily. I'm not daily anymore.
Oh, okay.
I have wife and kids and a job. So, but when inclement events come, I post a weather report.
Yeah, I know
go to my
you do.
Facebook. So it's my name, Kyle, Kyle, and then my last name, Varnold, B as in Victory, Arnold. Look me up on Facebook. Facebook made me become, they call it a digital creator. I didn't want to do it, but because of so many friends I have, they recommended it because they said you can actually make money off it, which was never my intention, ever, with my weather report. But I'm now a digital creator, so it's all public and free of charge and all that stuff.
You're wonderful with your reports, and you do such a good job. Tip of the hat to you.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And tip
You're
of the
very kind.
iceberg as well on the Glen Park Lagoon. Anyway, thanks, Kyle. God loves you, and so do we.
Anyway, that's right. God loves us all. Go, Pack, go.
Yeah,
All right.
you got it. What's your prediction?
For snow or for the game?
Yes,
The game.
What?
the game.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I think I think Chicago is in for a rude awakening because the Packers are getting healthier, and I think we're going to put a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams. I don't think he's going to know what's hitting him, and I really do think, you know, the home field advantage does help, but it's such a great rivalry. I think it'll be close the first half, and then I think we run away with it the second half.
All right, remember you heard it right here from Scoop Varnold. Thanks, Kyle. God bless you. Have a great day,
Have a
my
great day,
friend.
guys.
Thanks,
God bless
Kyle.
you.
We'll
Bye-bye.
see you.
All right, Kyle Varnold bringing you the latest live report about the weather exclusively on WAZU FM 90.7 on top of the world. And let's get into the news. The news this morning brought to you by our dear friend, Kathy Reynolds. There's still time to buy that new home for your family. No better time to talk with Realtor Kathy Reynolds, Brilliant Real Estate. She has the experience and knowledge to help you make that perfect selection, as she has for countless others. And you can reach Kathy to talk about it at 309-696-2162. Now the news.
East Peoria.
Yes.
Wow.
East Peoria, yes. Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
Yes, I mean, you never know that. Now
Excuse
here's
News take two.
take one.
East Peoria firefighters responded to a house fire in the 100 block of Linden Street yesterday afternoon around 3:30. The family of 2 adults and 2 children were not at home when the fire broke out, but had to find other temporary living quarters as the blaze caused about $75,000 damage. Peoria firefighters were called to a garage fire shortly after 8 o'clock last Wednesday morning in the 1200 block of North Perry on the city's north side. They had the fire under control within 10 minutes, but found the body of a man inside the structure. Peoria County officials identified the victim as 68-year-old Jimmy Steele. A subsequent autopsy revealed he apparently had been murdered. The coroner's office said Steele died of strangulation and blunt force injuries. An investigation is underway. The Peoria Park District and the Peoria Public School District have signed an intergovernmental agreement for the sale of the beleaguered Central Park Pool next to Peoria High School. Originally built in 1968, the Park District said it can no longer afford the annual update costs. Apparently, the school district can, as it plans to spend about $3 million on renovating the pool. In national news, a manhunt is underway for the gunman who murdered 4 people and wounded 11 others. The fatal victims were ages 8, 9, 14, and 21. The shooting happened at a Saturday evening family gathering inside a banquet hall in Stockton, California. Police say it appears it was a targeted incident. Last week, various media stories had been covering a multi-million, maybe multi-billion dollar fraud scheme in the state of Minnesota, where Somali refugees have bilked American taxpayers through non-existing organizations. According to the New York Times, employees of the Minnesota Department of Human Services are blaming Minnesota Governor Tim Walz for the scandal. The annual Santa Parade in Peoria and Festival of Lights event in East Peoria have kicked off the holiday season. Next is the annual lighting of the 75-foot community Christmas tree tomorrow evening at the Riverfront Museum. The tree will light up the skies with 40,000 lights. The event is open to the public with hot chocolate and Christmas cookies and music by a brass quartet. It will be followed by Christmas in the Village, December 5th and 6th at the museum. And those are the headlines, Roger.
All right, now how about a check of the weather? More people are turning to home health care for loved ones, and more people choosing Spoon River Home Health Services. That's because their staff professional and personal and have been for over 30 years. Spoon River Home Health, you can reach them at 309 245-0723.
Well, Roger, according to Kyle, more snow this afternoon and tonight. 28 today for the high, overnight low just about 15. Partly sunny tomorrow, high 25, 19 for an overnight low. Wednesday 35, but winds at 23 miles an hour. Thursday 13 and 1 below in the evening. Right now, it's a chilly 21 and snow's a-coming.
So is it coming, December 1st, 1824. What happened? She's gone.
1824?
Yeah. We'll wait until she comes back.
Yeah, I can't do this alone.
Yeah, so in the meantime, let's have our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles and of course cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. Walking with our dogs is important for many reasons, but here is one you may not have thought about. When we walk our dogs, they are always sniffing everything along the way. I call this reading the doggy newspaper, and here is why. Animals mark their territory either by rubbing against an object or by spraying urine to identify it as theirs. Another animal comes along and can smell a single drop of urine and is able to tell a great deal about the animal who left the mark. They can distinguish one animal from another of the same breed. They can tell whether the animal is dominant or submissive. They can recognize and identify the other animal. They can tell what the animal has been eating, know whether the other is a friend or a foe. They can tell male from female, and they can even tell the animal's emotional state. So don't rush your dog and tell him to stop sniffing. Take a little time and let them sniff. He's reading the paper, just like you will do when you finish this walk. Just relax and enjoy this time with your pet. And now that you know what he's finding out about the world around him, discuss it with him. He loves to hear your voice and interact with you, especially a good wet lick on the face after he's done all that sniffing. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
At the keyboard, Terry Chamberlain this morning.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you brought your piano in this morning, Terry. Didn't you love to play the piano during the holidays?
It was a struggle. I won't say I loved it, but I had a few, because I was not a natural talent. I mean, I really had to work hard.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
When I watch people playing the piano, I think, gosh, I wish I could.
So do I.
All right, on this day, December 1st, 1824, politically, what happened in the country? And it was very controversial, and it was very argumentative, but in the end, the Constitution prevailed.
Who was the president? Was that Lincoln? 1824?
No. Maybe Buchanan? No, even before that. Polk?
Garfield.
Well, I'm going to help you out with the question. On December 1st, 1824, as no presidential candidate had received a majority of the total electoral votes, which some people politically namely Democrats, want to get rid of in the election of 1824 between three people. Who were they? 1, 2, 3, turns out 4.
Was Andrew Jackson one of them?
Andrew Jackson was one of them.
Was John C. Fremont one?
No.
Okay.
You're on your own here, Tara.
Well, we have a street in downtown Peoria, and more than downtown Peoria. It goes
Adams, Jefferson.
Okay, you just mentioned one.
John Quincy Adams?
That is correct. And the next one, there was a shoe store in downtown Peoria with the same last name.
Mosier's.
In downtown Peoria. Mosier's. It's not downtown.
Crawford?
Yes, William H. Crawford. And the last one, his last name is similar to stuff that we used to play with in kindergarten sometimes.
Mercury.
Play-Doh.
Well, close.
Silly putty.
Yeah.
Silly. Was that John Silly?
His name was not Henry Plato.
Henry Clay.
Yes, very good. Congress decided to turn over the election to the House of Representatives, dictated by what amendment to the Constitution? What number?
Third. Wait a minute.
Think.
The 12th?
12th is correct. The 12th Amendment states that if no electoral majority is won, the 3 candidates who receive the most popular votes will be considered in the House. Clay was disqualified because he finished 4th, and he agreed to use his influence to help who become president.
Jackson. Andrew Jackson.
Incorrect.
Then John Quincy Adams.
That is correct.
Johnny.
Clay and Adams were both members of a loose coalition in Congress that by 1828 became known as what party?
Whig.
The Whigs?
National Republicans.
Oh.
While Jackson supporters were later organized into the Democrat Party. Thanks to Clay's backing, on February 9th, 1825, the House elected Adams as President of the United States. Adams then appointed Clay to the top cabinet post as what position?
Top cabinet.
Top cabinet.
That'd be Speaker of the House?
No.
Oh,
Cabinet position.
Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State is correct. Jackson and his supporters derided the appointment as the fulfillment of a corrupt agreement. And now you know the rest of the story. All right, I'm going to have a little bit of a musical quiz this morning.
Okay.
And we'll start with...
I bet it's Christmas themed, right?
Yes.
I'll bet.
I'll bet it's Christmas themed. It's December.
See
Today's the one.
How soon... Let me get the answers so I know. As soon as you think you know the name of the Christmas song, shout it out.
We'll buzz in.
Good King Wenceslas?
No.
That is correct.
We Three Kings.
Deep and crisp and deep.
We Three Kings, right? No?
Good King Wenceslas.
Okay.
I think I could play this.
Oh, well, I can do this. I can do one. I can do the one hand just great.
Wenceslas. Great name.
Now you agree that's Good King Wenceslas?
Yes.
All right, let's see how you do with song number 2.
What child is this?
What child is this? One of my favorites. You might have a little trouble with this one.
The Holly and the Ivy?
Oh, very good.
Wow.
No, I never heard that name.
Do you know who's playing the piano?
Would this be the lady from
Utah.
That'd be Holly.
Yeah,
Michelle
McLaughlin. We didn't talk to her last year.
No, we didn't.
No, maybe we should, because I know she's probably put out another piano CD. All right, let's see. Holly. Let's do cut number 6 in her album.
Boy, no clue.
The name escapes me at the moment.
First word in the title is sing.
Singing Merry Gentlemen?
Sing we now.
Sing We Now of Christmas?
Yes. Very good, Michelle. You'll get this next one very, very quickly. Not that quick.
Yeah, not that quick.
A little prelude to the melody.
Here we go. Here's the. Twinkle, little star.
Jingle bells!
By the way, we had a hard time getting the piano in our studio this morning.
Oh, it's really slow. I didn't recognize.
Yeah. Jingle Bells is usually not a song you dance to.
No.
Slow dance.
Bob's getting a hard time getting started
Yeah,
this
Bob's-
morning.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the name of
We
the-
have the
the name of the horse.
ventrilo.
Bob.
What do we call it? Ventriloquial.
Ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Up on the rooftop?
That's it. Up on the rooftop.
Yeah, once you say it. Saint Claus or Saint Nick.
I like that song. That's a little cheerful. I think you'll get this one fairly quickly.
Oh yeah, I know, but I can't come up with a name. It's very familiar.
Kiss me if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Darn it, it's right there.
Jolly Old Saint Nick?
Jolly Old Saint Nick.
go home and try and play a little bit. Actually, I was trying to play some the other night, and the cat really doesn't like it. She comes up and,
really?
oh no.
Hurts her ears or something?
It must.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Here's a familiar song, and it seems like I've heard this throughout the year sometimes, but I could be wrong. If we'll play it. Okay.
A Million Dreams.
I think they play this at weddings.
Is this Pachelbel?
Pachelbel?
What was your answer?
Firebird Suite?
Pachelbel, Canon in D or something like that?
Yeah, Pachelbel, isn't
I can't give you a correct answer. Doesn't that sound?
That's a wedding thing, yeah. I don't know the name of it.
Okay, what's the name of
Well, the official title on this CD by Michelle McLaughlin is Christmas Canon.
Christmas Canon?
Yes.
I wouldn't have known
But they do play this song or a variation
It's a
of it,
wedding thing,
of
yeah.
a wedding
I think so,
at
yeah.
weddings. I think you'll get this next one. This is one of my favorite Christmas hymns.
Come All Ye Faithful?
That's it. Very good, Terry.
I got 1 out of 20.
I will close with this song, and I doubt you'll get the title of this. Well, what's the one thing we always pray for, especially at Christmas?
Peace on earth.
You're correct. It's close to it. Peace. The title of it is Peace. That might be your own composition. Is that a possibility for it? Yeah. Well, Terry, thanks for bringing the piano in. I was very thoughtful of it. How old were you when you decided to play the piano?
I started taking lessons when I was 8 years old.
And when did you quit? 9?
No. It took him until about my sophomore year of high school.
You did. Did you just lose interest? Is that it? You had too many other things that, and it takes practice. You got to.
It was boys.
No, it wasn't boys. It was had to change piano teachers.
Oh.
And the new
You didn't like the other one?
She made us have little recitals on Sunday afternoons at her apartment, and it's like, and I used to get physically sick to my stomach before going, and it's
that's
like,
not good.
that's when I lost interest.
I have a 3-year-old granddaughter that took a piano lesson last week. 3 years old. I'm going, are you serious?
Yeah. Well, be careful. She might wind up as a famous concert pianist, like Elton John or someone. Well, that music was a little bit on the soft side, and we're going to wrap things up with an upbeat and one of the most popular. And it isn't All I Want for Christmas Is You, one of your favorites. But a little reminder, big show tomorrow. You know why?
No.
The return of Mike Olson.
Oh, really?
Will
that'd be
join us
interesting.
after rehab for knee replacement surgery. So he will be here tomorrow, and we have a couple other surprises.
That went fast. Went fast for us. I'm sure it was very slow for him.
Yeah, I'm sure it was for sure. But let's close with an upbeat, a happy time. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Andy Williams, ladies and gentlemen.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Have a great day, everybody.
With the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Remember, God loves you, and so do we.
It's the happiest season of all. With those holiday greetings and gay happy meetings when friends come to call. It's the happiest season of all. There'll be parties for hosting, marshmallows for toasting, and caroling out in the snow. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. It's the most wonderful time of the year. There'll be much mistletoeing and hearts will be glowing when loved ones are near. It's the most wonderful time, yes, the most wonderful time.